Okay. Okay, we live. We live. We're going to be talking about real estate markets and we're going to be looking at some commercial properties as well. We're going to go over some strategies. We're going to go over some tactics that people use and utilize when it comes to getting involved in either controlling the property with a master lease or the ability to get some leeway when it comes to negotiating with a seller with seller financing, non-bank type of scenario transactions. Then you have people that pretty much like Grant Cardone are syndicators, which there's a lot of critics when it comes to Grant Cardone. Syndication can be very profitable off the aspect as you as a syndicator can be able to leverage your down payment more farther than pretty much doing it by yourself. So syndication is pretty much where if you had $10 million but had the access and network to billionaires and pretty much draft up an executive summary business plan to ability to raise up to $200 million outside of your financial pool and pretty much navigating a deal where it's a big LLP, limited liability partnership, or pretty much just a huge partnership JV deal. But with syndication, you can be able to leverage that much money into 200 million into pulling it into probably a asset that's worth 500, 600 million. But, properties that are apartment buildings, they're literally the aspect of opportunity, with rents go down, that you can be able to negotiate something. But for anybody that's coming in, it's an open panel. And when you do negotiate with certain property owners, you definitely need to get the financials. That means a trailing 12, any type of financial statements, definitely got to use that. And the people that I'm going to use for my real estate transaction, when I finally get my feet wet, will have to be Capital Cash. I'm going to have to use them when it comes to corporate credit. So they put a $1 million trade line in order to departmentalize in the 10 entities in that corporation to pretty much get $10 million in financing, and that will go to the apartment building. So that will literally be asset-based lending. But for anybody that's coming in, this is an open panel. Definitely click on the link. We need more people to be able to get involved when it comes to this. This is literally too important because you got pretty much a lot of people like Michael Burry from The Big Short talking about how he can potentially see 40% decline in prices when it comes to commercial property, 25% when it comes to single family property, and 55% when it comes to the stock market as well. Michael Burry is the guy that correctly predicted the housing crash of 2008 and he made his corporation $180 billion off of reversing and betting against the market. So betting against the market would be shorting, credit default swaps, pretty much credit default swapping. A lot of people that will just short against the market using puts, inverse ETFs. But Michael Burry, he's a guy that pretty much has an understanding when it comes to market downturns. But, we just have to be able to properly craft a structure where, say, if you would have got into a situation, you can at least negotiate a better proper entry. But we're going to look at some visuals. Hope everybody can see my screen. Hope everybody can see my screen. But pretty much these are listed properties all over the country. You got the Bronx, New York. You got Syracuse. You got Greenwich, Connecticut. This Greenwich, Connecticut is definitely a value add type situation. And see, situation like this, if somebody would have 200,000, they probably can negotiate seller financing, or 80,000, go a little lower and negotiate a master lease option. So what a master lease option is, it's pretty much an agreement in real estate where you can lease the income producing property as a single tenant, and the single tenant is a master tenant. So single tenant, master tenant, they're the same thing. Then sublease it to an occupant tenants to get rental income. Under the master lease option, the property owner will have no other responsibilities for the property. You, as the lessee, will be given equitable title. So equitable title, you have the ability to control the property. So situations like these, this right here, because this is definitely something where it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of work due to the fact that it looks more or less dilapidated. I'm going to copy and paste the link for y'all, because this website runs very slow. Website runs very slow. So a property like this, I would knock it down and try to repurpose it. Knock it down, try to repurpose it, or do some renovations where we can change it around so it'll be a lateral conversion. So that needs to be negotiated downward, where if you do have 80,000, master lease it, where you agree to the terms to probably 1.7, 1.6. Use that 80 to 120,000 to be able to subtract to the amount that you agreed on. Making Airbnb rentals, people that are master leasing, they usually are property managers or construction companies, which you can get a construction loan to be able to help assist making sure that this property can be repurposed, because this needs to be repurposed. This needs to be repurposed. People that can knock it down, they can be able to add probably a vertical apartment. Well, depending on the coding, but still the zoning, but still people need to learn how to be able to get in the face with people. So cold calling is definitely a needed tool. So that's the link to what we just went through. Anybody that's coming in, this is an open panel. This is an open panel. Definitely join. Definitely feel free and join. So we're going to go after the next property. You have this in Syracuse. This would be good for selling to a real estate developer or a business group because they like portfolio deals. So this is a Syracuse portfolio of 188 units. So this is probably 188 homes spread around in the Syracuse area. So I'm going to send you guys the link as well to that, so you guys can be able to observe. But seller financing can be able to get access to a lot of these properties, or master lease, because master leasing is definitely an opportunity that cannot be forgotten. And also opportunity zones, these are needed as well due to the fact that there's a lot of tax incentives in those areas. So portfolio deals like this, people can do assignment where they negotiate with the seller directly, negotiate it downward, and you would use the real estate developer business group to assign it. Probably get this for 26, assign it to them for 27. And you could potentially get a lot of money on the back end. Big deals like that requires you getting an understanding what the property developer wants ahead of time, because these is all portfolioed and bundled up. So you got this property. So these are in San Fernando Valley, in LA area. So these are pretty much all the properties that are bundled up. You got to use those developer connections and get to those developer connections when it comes to these situations if you don't have not even a grunion to your name. But master leases, and see, and this one in Chicago is master lease. So this is the Plymouth 17.5, 417 South Dearborn Street, Chicago, Illinois, 6065. So these will be an aspect where if it's already master lease, you can be able to find a way how to raise the rents. Lateral conversions. So lateral conversions meaning that you're repurposing it to one end to the next end. So I'm going to share my screen. We're going to look at 417 South Dearborn Street in Chicago, Illinois. So let's share my screen. So this is the Plymouth. This definitely needs to be repurposed. It has a 6% cap rate. So 6%, that would be $1.3 million that this property makes. And comparing from South Dearborn, that whole little angle looks very, very luxurious. It got good views in South Dearborn. So with South Dearborn, it would have to be direct with the seller, the realtor, the broker, do skip tracing to figure out who is the owner so you can be able to sidestep around certain situations like that. But South Dearborn Street, master lease, you can be able to negotiate something where it can be seller financing if you have that amount in down payment. But for people that's coming in, definitely join. Definitely join. Feel free to join. Click on the link. Let's talk some real estate. So these areas is pretty much where development is going to be coming the hardest, because we already went through pretty much Parkview Gardens in Chicago. So let me do something real quick. I swear this website literally is very slow. Well, while we wait for that, we'll just review on what is the definition of a master lease. A master lease in real estate is an agreement where you lease an income producing property as a single tenant and sublease it to occupant tenants, preferably a credit tenant, especially when you got office building like that. Credit tenants, triple net leases, that matters. To get rental income under the master lease option, the owner of the property will have no other responsibilities for the property. You, the leasee, aka the master tenant, aka the single tenant, will be given equitable title so you can be able to control the property. So controlling the property is a must. You got people like Rockefeller that talk about control everything, own nothing. Own nothing, control everything. So that literally means master leases on big apartment buildings, big skyscrapers like these, areas in very community based type of luxury areas. So repurpose areas like this is in LA. This is literally something where you can be able to either knock it down and build something that's more modern vertically. But you got codes of C1, C2, and C3. Those are coding in commercial. That's literally zoning and codes and all that other stuff. But that's literally for another episode. But areas like Chicago, LA, Las Vegas, big city areas and markets, they're still gonna have a lot of people, and you can justify renting credit tenants out for a bigger number, because credit tenants is literally people that are going to pay $10,000-$20,000 a month in rent, and you can be able to get some steady cash flow going in as well. Because with subleasing, you get it for $1,500 when it comes to each lease. Then you'd be able to do it where $2,700, $3,200, depending on if you fix up the situation, if you do any repairs, get a construction loan, or you got a very favorable lender that can be able to do that, where he can be able to make sure that you can get a construction loan that is cheap, where you can be able to do some fixing and flipping, ground up situation. If you, the person that want to get into very big deals that would require a complete ground up project, which those will probably be ranging around $20-30 million, $20 million in total funding based on the project. But let's look at a couple more. So let's look. And with master leases, in order for master leases to work, you would have to raise the income by either a mixture of adding amenities. Like I tell everybody all the time, I would add a vending machine, a laundromat, probably charge for parking, raise the rents. But that means I got to do either repainting, roof fixtures, certain avenues of pretty much doing some customizations in the area. Like this situation right here is a value add. $8 million, probably can negotiate it for 6.7. If somebody had like a $400,000 down payment, seller financing probably can be the route for this one. But this is pretty much development. This is development, so this needs to be developed. Big construction team, need to get in those areas. Credit tenant, luxury condos, could be more like luxury condos in those areas. But in order for it to be luxury condo, you got to give it curb appeal. So changing the parking lot strips. So the parking lot needs to be changed. The color of the building needs to be changed. Some grass, greenery area. Something where it can be able to give a curb appeal. Because this is in Oakland Park, Florida, 334. You got situations like this in Marietta, Georgia. And this is an auction, so this is starting off auction at $200,000, probably sell for $1 million plus, depending on how competitive is the bidding. But it's near Days Inn, Office Depot, Chevron, so it's literally in these areas. Value add is definitely going to be needed, which value add requires construction loan. Change the color on this, get rid of this, or make this higher. Change up the name, because you got to slap a new name on it, give it a new spunky name. Yeah, but this needs to be changed. But if it's not an office space, people would either bid on it to either knock it down, bid on it to either repurpose it to a shopping center. This can be a shopping center. This can be a shopping center. So, you got to get some type of incoming cash flow revenue coming in. Then you got 1330 West Sunset Boulevard, Los Angeles, California, 926. Just have one photo. So this is land. That plot of land, people that get to that is probably going to be a commercial luxury condo or something on Sunset Boulevard. You got a lot of auctions. Castro Valley, 325 price reduction. You could probably beat up the price a little lower. You can probably beat the price up to 2.4, 2.5. Repurpose this and probably turn this into a shopping center, to be honest. This got a space to be a little shopping center. Get some cash flow, get some bigger cash flow. This is a 7.4 cap rate, 10,000 square foot type of lot. Triple net credit tenants is pretty much the best. Salute to you, Wagner. Salute to you. For anybody that's coming in, please like the video. Definitely feel free to come in. But credit tenants is pretty much the most reliable, because with a credit tenant, you got Rite Aid that can be renting to you, not Rite Aid, but Walgreens, CVS, different other type of all different types of other people that can be able to pay $10,000, $20,000 a month in rent without no issue, without no type of stress. Pretty much get somewhat autonomous cash flow. You got Lincoln Park in Chicago. This is 800,000. Multifamily investment property or redevelopment opportunity. I would say redevelopment opportunity. I mean, I want to knock this down, to be honest. Certain things needs to be knocked down and repurposed. Others like this one right here in Louisville, Kentucky, that needs to be repurposed. That right here needs to be a shopping center that can be able to cash flow $400,000 a year, that can raise the property value from 1.2 to $4 million to 3.5 to $4 million. So when you raise with commercial real estate, when you raise the NOI and the net operating income, the value of the property increases exponentially. So it's all based on rents. If somebody has 60% occupancy, so I sent you guys the link. If anybody wants to join in. If somebody has 60% occupancy, you can beat up the price. You can be able to effectively beat up the price where you need to be able to get into that property, where you can negotiate it lower, set up a down payment, lease it out, and be able to do what you need to do on expanding, an olive branch in that area, and to get familiar of the area and do the negotiation and due diligence so you can be able to win out any deal necessary. You could be able to get some financing on it, so where you raise the income levels up or the situation I showed you that was 1.2 in Kentucky. You can raise the income levels of 300,000 by making the grocery store, like I mentioned. You can be able to refinance out of it where it becomes 3.5 million. Then you can get a 2.5 to 2.7 based on the lender loan check to be able to do some more renovations to make the value even greater from 4 million to 7 million, or to be able to go out of state with the money and to be able to probably go to Maryland, Virginia, New Jersey, go to those areas and be able to get something where the market is bigger, where there's a more, how can I say, more traffic, more foot traffic, get you a couple more assets when it comes to lateral conversions, because you got to convert the situation in order to make money. You can't just go in the area and expect that this building that you saw is going to be enough. You got to acquire it, knock it down, recolor it, repurpose it. But it has to be something where you can expand the cash flows, where you got more than one paying renter or one paying client at each time, or a stable tenant where it's a franchise or triple net, because triple net leases is anything that's Walgreens, CVS, gas stations can be triple net, but you got to be able to get creative when it comes to acquiring, repurposing, and establishing what's needed on those deals. So you just got to be more persistent on figuring out what's in your market and what the market needs. So we're going to look at some more. We're going to look at some more properties. If anybody wants to come in, this is open panel. This is open panel. Open panel, feel free to join in. Feel free to join in. Okay, and when it comes to properties like this, when they say unpriced, they want a letter of intent, a proof of funds, sometimes executive summary. So with the executive summary, that's how you can be able to access those properties. Then you got this that's on auction in Wrightsville, Georgia. Mixed use property starting at 60,000. The bidding starts today. So the online bidding starts today on this one. Then you got a multi-tenant office in Donna, Texas. That's 100,000 starting off its bid. These properties probably wind up going for $500,000 to $1 million. But with bidding, a lot of people get their deals on auction, auction.com. Auction.com, you could be able to get those bidding situations. Then you got land. You got 54 acres of land that's in Belton, Virginia. So 54 acres set up. I don't know. If I had really big money, I would put a golf course here. Put a golf course. You got 54 acres of land. No, it's not. No, it's not big enough for a golf course. So really, you got to do research on what's around this area. Because to be honest, people get plots of land, try to set up situations of it's industrial zoned land. So warehousing, manufacturing. So that's where you got to get those type of manufacturing tenants where you can advertise to get manufacturing warehousing tenants in those areas, or supply the jobs yourself. Get those warehousing tax credits that you can be able to get a big fat rebate check at the end of the year. Then you got this one, 734,000, community care center, nursing homes. This needs to be repurposed. This needs repainting. That's why the parking lot needs repainting. The building needs recoloring. It says here this property was occupied and operated since 1960 as a nursing home. yeah, this definitely needs a lot of repurposing. With nursing homes and situation like that, it will get government financing. So you can get government money on this. You will be able to get government funding on a community medical nursing home facility. And you got this one. Like I said, when it comes to being unpriced, you need a letter of intent when you see unpriced. So letter of intent, you can be able to get that with Capital Cash. My guy can be able to help you on negotiating with the seller. You only thing you would have to do is pretty much take a trip into that area and to be able to see what's going on, set up management, get the financials. This is in Ruston, Louisiana. Actually, something like this would actually be a scenario where expanding incomes by vending machines and coin laundromat, extra facilities in those areas, you can make even more money. Because people are literally underestimating vending machines and the ability of them can get the consistent dollar, the returning dollar. You got all these other assets, grocery store outlets, opportunity zones, Statesville, North Carolina, multi-tenant MOB. Opportunity zones, 10-year tax, 10-year tax free when holding your assets in there, so you can refinance, acquire other properties in this area vicinity. There's other deals in Statesville, but people need to research opportunity zones in their area. That's something I definitely would suggest people to do their research and their homework on, is to find opportunity zones in those areas and the ability to be able to negotiate with that seller with incentives while having the contract, having contingencies, like similar with wholesale contracts, on what you would do when it comes to pretty much, how can I put it, to create a great incentive and convenience. You got to be convenient. You got to create a great incentive. You got to be a man of persuasion, and you got to literally have the ability to be able. How can I? I'm literally lost for words because it's complex, and it's definitely something that doesn't fit all scenarios. But the ability to persuade, to negotiate a situation where you see that price reductions was been made on these properties. Now it's time for you to be able to insert yourself in order to benefit off of a segment of somebody need funding now, somebody needs to pretty much sell now. That's why off-market deals is better than listed properties that you see on LoopNet or any other of these MLS posting sites, because you can be able to get more out of your buck. You can be able to negotiate multiple deals, split a down payment, avenues of just value add opportunities, plethora of value add opportunities needed. So being more aggressive on your negotiations is definitely a must. You have to understand the market, what the market needs, because you can literally turn something that was vacant into commercial, cash flowing, triple net, grocery store tenant, Rite Aid, CVS, get all that cash flow. When it comes to big land, you got to be able to understand, how can I maximize this? How can I maximize this? And a lot of the times you can find your city planner to be able to see what's the city plans for that area years ahead of time. But Rashid, respect to you, Rashid. Anybody that wants to come up, feel free to come up. We need more dialogue. You know I hate doing these by myself. Y'all know I hate doing these things by myself. It could be a lot of dry air. And plus, I need to find out what's going on in people's areas because I know Rashid was telling me about what's going on in College Park in Atlanta, Georgia, what's going on in Mechanicsville in Georgia, Alpharetta, Marietta, aspects where you're pretty much in northern Florida. So we gotta get more aggressive on those opportunities. Yo.
Yeah, what's going on?
What's going on, man? Let's look at these
Hey,
properties.
let me
Yeah,
get your email before we get started.
Brett, come on, dog. Credit Builder 475.
475. That's what it was.
Yeah, Credit Builder 475 at gmail.com. I Ben was waiting for an email with you, man. I was literally waiting for the email. I'm like, yo, when is he gonna contact me? But that's my email. Hit me up anytime. Forward my email if you need to. Anybody that you know, forward it. But these are the properties that I was just analyzing, going over. Got this set up in Gardena. That's 1.19. Oh, man. Fucked up. Fucked up. Connecticut is expensive.
Oh yeah, most
Connecticut,
definitely.
because this Rite Aid, this not Rite Aid, this CVS pharmacy is like 5 million. Well, it's twenty
At
thousand
what
square
part?
feet, so it's literally this is Cheshire, Cheshire, Connecticut. So we're looking at commercial property. So we're just scrolling down, looking at what's going on in these areas. Got a 7-Eleven at Statesville gas station. It was 7-Eleven gas station set up at Statesville at $7.6 million. Commercial properties. I was pretty much saying that with commercial properties, master leasing would probably be the avenues that people need to take advantage of. Like this situation here in LA at Federal. So it's 1411 Federal Avenue, master lease. Negotiate this one downward to 2.9. Have a down payment for 150,000. Cash flow it where I can be able to raise these cap rates because this is unacceptable. 2.4% cap rate. I could probably beat up the price to 2.7, 2.6 because it's never sold at the exact price.
Yeah.
No real estate property is sold by the exact price. It's usually sold a little lower. Only how it gets sold above asking price if there's a lot of competition in that area. I don't know what's up with this website, man. This website been crashing on me. Okay. Let's matter of fact, let's look more of this because this is definitely in the hood. Federal Avenue is definitely in the hood in LA. 2.6, 2.7 negotiated, 150 down payment. Deduct that to the asking price. So I'm gonna copy and paste the link so anybody that's coming in can be able to see what Federal Avenue look like. Because Federal Avenue is literally in the hood, and it's only 2.4% cap rate. That's low. Got 10 units. Nah, we got to raise them cash flows up. But like you were saying, Rashid,
Yeah. And I was saying I was just looking at the area because I was like, that looks kind of rough. I was like, for that price, and I was just
well,
looking in the
everything.
area. Yeah, the surrounding area. That's out. The biggest thing I found out there was a comic book store and a lot of trails and stuff like that. So there's not too much out there.
So when it comes to those areas, you got to negotiate that price downward. You got to beat up the price a little bit. You got to beat up the price a little bit because those areas, ugh, nah, nah, because you don't want to buy nothing over asking price. You got to be able to find out, can I do a master lease situation where I can be able to become the master lease tenant, be able to raise the rents up, and be able to effectively and more accurately gauge on what's going on when it comes to making sure that I'm not overexposing myself because I'm not paying $3 million up front. I will literally use the tenant's money to pay for that property off before I
That's
put
ridiculous.
$3 million for something that's in the hood, because that's in the hood. That's literally a hood property. Literally a hood property. But the link is in the chat for anybody that wants to see the listed property. If anybody wants to come up, click on the link. Click on the link. Click on the link. But yo, so what's going on? What's going on, Rashid? So what's
Yeah, man.
so what's the what's going on in those markets in Atlanta, man? I heard that Keisha Lance Bottoms ain't going for re-election.
Yeah. Too much politics, I should say, down here in Atlanta. There's a whole lot of politics.
Because you got a lot of scenarios where people are pretty much saying that Kasim Reed is gonna
Yeah,
rerun again.
and he shouldn't. I mean, as much as stuff happened when he was in office, like his brother getting locked up and the officers dropping him off at his house, is like it was one thing after another with him. So I mean, if he even try to, open that open that threshold again, that's gonna be a bad look for him.
Well, you got people that pretty much act like they forgive them. It seemed like they didn't really want him to go because you got like celebrities like Tyrese Gibson pretty much inserting his big milk dud head ass around where Kasim Reed is at when he pretty much did the press conference saying that he's back.
Yeah.
You know, maybe Kasim Reed was good for business.
Yeah, I mean, he created a lot of good business for Atlanta. That's the thing. A lot of stuff you can be good for business. You also can be bad for business. It all depends on your outcomes. And as it stands right now, I mean, what he's trying to do, he probably can make a decent comeback, but it's always going to be on account of the people. You know how much they really truly like him.
Yeah, man,
'Cause,
because I heard that oh boy's coming back. Then you have all these celebrities pretty much galvanizing around him. And that scandal was big because when they interviewed him about his comeback, he pretty much was ducking and dodging around that, and people in the comment section was pretty much roasting him on that. So it has to be, like you said, on how well the people will gravitate to him. Can he incentivize more business where they can be able to look past his flaws? Because, man, whoever that's good for business, to be honest, can be able to literally convince a lot of people.
how you think
Whoever
Trump
that
got
can
in
be
office?
able, shit. That's the
Trump was
only
good for
reason why I
business,
voted for
man.
Cud. That's the only reason why I voted for Cud, because I knew that the money was going to be flowing in. The
Yep.
money was going to get flowing in, more incentivized business. We can be able to have people that have money to be able to spend something. But you have a lot of people that's saying that Kasim can win off of the aspect on who he's running against. Like the chick that accused Ti, she pretty much endorsed some other chick that is running in Atlanta, which I find that whole situation kind of like uh,
Like Cosby, almost like a Cosby-ish type of thing.
yeah, Cosby-ish, Cosby-esque.
Because my thing is this, even with a lot of that, let's take for instance the situation that happened with what's the actor who came out, Birth of a Nation?
We talking about Parker.
Yeah, Parker, Nate Parker. So when Nate Parker originally did the Birth of a Nation. They were coming at him talking about the allegations that happened in college. So when the movie came out, all of a sudden there, well, maybe he didn't do it and he was acquitted and all this stuff was knocked down. And let's go ahead and just say bygones be bygones. But at the end of the day, the only reason they try to let bygones be bygones because their narrative was already being pushed, and they did what they needed to accomplish was slow down the press and everything for his movie. So once that was done, hey, everything was kind of on the fair game side. Like they accomplished what they needed to do, and they just kind of stepped back. And I think this is the thing with Ti because I mean, coming from that situation, being honest, who does he literally have to try to make like a situation of having sex? This guy has money. He can pretty much deal with who he want to deal with. It's just on the premise of what they trying to squeeze out of him. Because Ti is he's trying to be the next Cosby, far as with the show and putting out another image of himself as being a father, but that trap pass is still lingering. That's what the whole Ti versus Tip album was about. And
Yeah,
then
man, because like scenarios like that, it got very political where that whole scenario pretty much has people thinking, well, is Keisha Lance Bottoms pretty much bowing down because Keisha Lance Bottoms has a 76% approval rating,
exactly,
meaning that if the elections was today, she can actually win.
yeah, without a doubt. But the point of it
So
is, when it comes down to it, it's like, oh, what are they really trying to, go after or, trying to push a narrative? Because that's the biggest thing. What narrative are they actually trying to push for her to succeed?
yeah, man, because you got a lot of political dynamics that's happening in that area where the crime situation, and with crime, that deteriorates property values. That literally can cut 10 to 20% each year on real estate values.
Yeah.
So they got to curb the crime situation in order to be able to preserve business and not have it where people pretty much say, nah, we're not doing business. We're not doing business here. We will take it literally elsewhere. But
Yeah.
they're trying to, I think you told me that they're trying to make Buckhead its own separate city.
Well, that
No?
that was I don't think that was Buckhead. Well, no. I'm sorry, it was Buckhead because what they're doing with Buckhead, the police for Atlanta, they're trying to get their own division because in some
Mm,
cases, when they have these parties and all this stuff in the areas down there, it's actually doing harm to the people that actually live there. So they were trying to trying to fight against it by just trying to do something that could make their area stand out more to where they can get more reaction and more response time to the police because even though they have networks where they have neighborhood cameras and stuff like that, but it's basically like a lick, man, for these guys who are robbing. They go over those areas because people leave their doors open, leave valuables in the car. So, you know, even with them telling them don't do it and have the cameras out on the poles, people are still doing it. The vandals, some of them are actually getting caught because of the street cameras. They're actually knowing what angles they're coming. And before those guys are like really seriously scoping this place out, the police are generally in that area. So it's to the point now where these guys are just, smash and dash. If they're gonna do it, they got to do it right then. No scope in the area, so it kind of hurts the rate, like you said about the market over there. Because what was it back in the day? Um, what area that we always talk about? Kennesaw. You couldn't
mm.
your homeowners insurance. You couldn't get homeowners insurance if you to have a gun in Kennesaw. Like that was like a little small town law that they had to where if you lived in the Kennesaw area, you had to own a gun in your house because of the robberies were so intense.
Mm, mm,
Yeah.
mm, 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 mm. open panel. This is an open panel. Anybody else wants to come up? Anybody that wants to join in the conversation? Definitely hit the link. But yo, that's something serious where they pretty much incentivize you to arm yourself
Yeah,
in those areas. That is,
like you
oh man,
literally
that's
damn near couldn't get the homeowners insurance if you didn't own a gun because that area had like a higher crime rate, just like downtown and Buckhead. Those areas
mm,
had massive crime rates to where people were breaking in houses left and right. Some you were
mm,
there and some you were at work. So it was to the point where it was that extreme to where you had to literally own a gun in the area.
mm.
Yeah.
That's yeah, man. Because those areas, man. Because I remember you told me about the 1996 Olympics, and
Yeah, man.
it brought a lot of commerce into that area. A lot of commerce, a lot of opportunities, a lot of job supply. A lot of jobs were supplied in that time period where the Olympics happened, and that was Olympics that was very, very big. That wasn't the Dream Team Olympics, but that was 1996. So you had Floyd Mayweather that pretty much was competing in that Olympics. Kurt Angle competing in that Olympics. Uh, that was Michael Jordan's last. What was it? Michael's last Olympics?
I think that was like the massive. That's when they had the major All Star team right there. Was '96.
Y-
That's
yes. So you had so many type of variables and so many different highlights that people can literally go back and remember, and that city was responsible for it. So that literally shows that there is opportunity, man. It's just that this crime shit is literally curving a lot of more opportunity.
yeah. Even with the movie industry, man, they make decent money here. But the problem, one, I think they got under control real easy was when they started having those crime rates about those movie sets. They had one where a movie set got hit for all the copper lines because most of those cables that they use and everything in sets are lined with copper. So they
Yeah,
stole a whole
copper.
truck full of copper lines. Yeah, I mean
Damn.
literally. Yep. So
Mm,
that
mm.
kind of hurts your industry. Where if one of the major industries that come into Atlanta, because that's why it's all little Atlanta Hollywood now, because everybody's moving here to be actors. Tyler Perry has the big studio, so more or less the jobs were coming here, but then the movies they only come here with the intent of doing good and making good production. But then when you have these guys of robbing the sets, it hurts. It hurts them dear. So you got to have it to where these guys are protected. Everything looks good on set, and everything is. Other than that, these guys are not gonna do movies here if they can't do it properly, to where no one can steal their stuff. So now they have a lot of police at these sets. It
Yeah,
works, but
man.
for how
Cause
long?
yeah, there's definitely something that needs to change when it comes to that social economic situation. Because the funny part about it was when Denzel did Training Day, only thing they would have to do was just call Magic Johnson and dudes that's pretty much in that east side area to be able to do the films where you may have police, but you probably got two police officers. But when Denzel did Training Day, he pretty much had the hood pass and nothing happened in that area. He pretty much had it where the people that was the street dudes that was in that area got paid. But damn, you can't even do that
Yeah,
in
to an
Atlanta.
extent. Hey, every everybody, they got systems around there, man. It's all about who you know and what you know. I mean, because even when he did like that in the whole training day thing, to where it looked like it was in LA and all the guys came out there and gave the pass. That actually one of the guys that was in that movie Bones, he was actually a actual gang banger from back in the day and turned actor. like real intelligent dude. The funny part about it, but he was talking
Because
about how
film,
he survived that.
because film and real estate is damn near like somewhat similar. Because you got to get in those areas.
Yeah,
You got to film in those areas in order to create the how can I say the authenticity
yeah. Make it
to
look.
create authentic. Yeah, yeah, man. Because the Straight Outta Compton movie was not even filmed in L.A. It was filmed in Chicago.
And you could never tell because of the way they cameras, the palm trees, they get it from every areas, man. Those guys
Yeah,
do good with family.
yeah. Because certain areas, yeah, it was in L.A. But you got people like Big U and street dudes in those areas pretty much saying that, well, they didn't come to my area, which that's true. They probably may show the Hollywood billboard, and you can pretty much palm trees. You may see other aspects, like you said, they probably add a couple of trees into that area because that was a Chicago production. So that was pretty much Chicago production. So when it comes to real estate, the crime definitely plays a part. The policing styles, or in Detroit, they have their own private security. People that do have money, black people that do have money, they have their own private security that make sure that they can curb crime because
Yeah,
people do not want to have aspects where the whole movie set gets shot up and everybody's just supposed to be cool with it.
yeah. That's not
Okay.
gonna be good.
Okay, I got your email. Got your email. So I will contact Mr. Alonso because man, like it's the point where we got to get to this money, got to get to these opportunities because international investment. That is something that a lot of motherfuckers that don't understand economics don't realize that Atlanta can be a international hub for them Nigerians that got money, for the
Hmm.
Arabs that have money. You got to take their money. Like that's like here in LA, you got most of the situations where $10 billion in investment is made every year by foreigners. When it came to, like you
Yeah,
said about the movie industry in Atlanta, Georgia, Georgia has better tax incentives than LA. It's cheaper compared to LA. The permits ain't expensive, and you can be able to get a lot of talent in the area that's cheaper than all the has-beens that's pretty much in LA. Because the has-beens that's
hey,
in LA, you got Claudia Jordan. She trying to say, well, I charge 150,000 for a movie appearance. Well, I can be able to get 10 people in Atlanta, Georgia, for that same buck that I'm paying you. That can be young, more visibly there, and somebody with some upside that has potential to become bigger than you. So, you know, so it's more than just really taxes. It's pretty much the labor in those areas. Like 150,000 for one person, you can spread that around six, seven people.
yeah, but
Six,
that's
seven people.
yeah, but that's the LA price. That's why she charged that. That's the LA price.
Like 150,000 for appearance of a movie with limited acting. Now, it, it it could be limited acting from the people that you get across or off the street, but I think they'll be more motivated. In my opinion, I think they'll be more motivated, more hungry, and you can pretty much leverage them where you create a contract deal, product not production deal, but something where you can be able to have it where you can get them three, four other films and leverage 200,000 with them with four or five other films way better than you can with just somebody because you have uh shows that went under because of expensive budgeting. Like you had the Real Husbands of Hollywood that pretty much went under because of budgeting. Because you have Kevin Hart that wants $200,000 an episode, Boris Kodjoe that wants 80,000 per episode, Dwayne Martin that's having bankruptcy issues with Tisha Campbell, so they had to pretty much ask for more money, and it pretty much crumbled all the aspect. Oh yeah, and Selena, that's that big head Selena I forgot her name, her last name, but Selena.
Selena Gomez, the
No, no, no,
uh,
no, 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 no,
I mean
no.
not Gomez. That's the singer.
She's
I'm
light
thinking of.
skinned.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I thought that I'm
She's
thinking about the Puerto Rican chick, the other lady.
nah,
Yeah.
nah, 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 nah. Because the whole setup was pretty much just a whole gaff parody, but that was all filmed in LA. It made literally no return. The budget was literally $5 million for something that didn't return not even a million back. So they had to cut that show very short. And that's what happens with overpricing. You literally made it so glamorous and glitzy where it's so expensive where it's going to be hard to making money, especially on TV. Especially on TV, on the net markets I was on. It was on BET. So when it comes to movies and productions, it literally thrives and trends off the real estate market because everything's expensive in LA. So people want expensive prices. People that go to Atlanta, Georgia, they go from the outskirts outside of Atlanta to do filming. They will show some city shots where uh, Buckhead is at, then pretty much take it to another city. And they're just
Yeah.
rotating cities around that area.
Yeah. I was in Beaufort, Georgia. I seen like a movie production out there. They was doing that for I want to say 3 weeks, and then came back for another 3 weeks. I guess they had to do some more touch ups and stuff like that. Big film. I don't know what the name of the film was, but cruise galore, man. I'm like 3 movie trucks. They had some cars leaked up with cameras on them. It was nice production.
Yeah, so
Yep.
it's really finding those opportunities because people, to be honest, people that actually can correlate economics says where is the movies gonna be at? Say that area, okay, let's build up some office space. Let's build up some at least some type of rental space for the actors or aspects of going to every college city and setting up franchises in those areas. Because they know college people, they're gonna be wanting some food. So or food truck, food franchises near movie sets make money off of them.
Yep.
They're gonna be hungry. If people are gonna have connections with directors and everything in those areas, or find out who is the director, who's ever is executive producer, whoever is in charge, you need to set up that fast food franchise in the area. That food truck, you need to be selling them things for $14 each a plate. Give them a big plate, make some money consistently because you got to capture them transactions because that's literally economic activity that's being generated off of the Tyler Perry dynasty, the Mario Van Peebles productions. That's literally in Atlanta, Georgia as well. Um, even Tariq Nasheed's grifting ass is even in Atlanta, Georgia, doing film production. Star in the Morning from starring Buck Wild. He did a couple films in Atlanta, Georgia production.
He moved out here.
Yep,
Yep. He's in Woodstock. He has a house in Woodstock now.
yep.
And
So those
Woodstock is more
areas.
suburb area.
Okay, okay, that's the suburb. Let me write that down. So Woodstock. Matter of fact, let's share my screen and look at what's in Woodstock. Hold on, Woodstock.
And the market is crazy out there, man, because even though those houses are a little more expensive, they keep their value. They're like Alpharetta to an extent because when the housing market crashed, Alpharetta was the only market that it wasn't affected.
Hmm.
Alpharetta was the only market that
Wow.
wasn't affected. Those houses remain the same, same price actually.
Hmm. Okay,
They
so
had,
give me a moment.
yeah, they they literally did a
Moment, real
story on
quick.
it. They literally did a story on it on the news. We're saying that basically in that area, that was the only area that kind of retained its value to where, for future reference for
Mhm.
people living in the area or outside the area, that if you're going to buy a house, that's the best place to go.
Okay, so we're gonna look at Woodstock. We're gonna look at Woodstock on Realtor. What's that website that you told me that I need to go on? That you told me a couple
Home
months
Snap.
ago?
Home Snap.
Home Snap. I'm gonna have to do that next. But I'm gonna do Home Snap next. But yeah, man, 352 Santa Anita Avenue, Woodstock, Georgia, 389, 3,000 square feet, close to 10,000 square foot lot. 304 Ashbury Court, 400,000, 4 bedroom, 3.5 bath, 2,000 square foot, close to 1 acre. Hmm. 280, 340, 460. I like this 360 house right here. I like the one that's for 360 on
Yeah, decent lots out there
4009
too.
Watkins Glen. Yeah, I
Decent
like this
lots.
one
I mean,
here.
because you gotta with the lot size out there with a lot of those, they don't actually they don't have a lot of people that live in those areas that pretty much generally don't work in the city. A lot of people out there, they do like a lot of home business or they work and live in the same area. So that's the benefit of that.
Yeah, man, because these right this right here built in 1991, 2 days on Realtor. So this is a freshly listed property. So let's look at the property history. So, oh wow. So 91, it was 64,000. It was sold in June 20th, 1991 for 23,000. Resold. Oh man, so this is a fix and flip opportunities because it was bought in June 20th, 1991 for 23,000 to be sold 3 months later in September for 135,000, listed in the market for 360 on Georgia MLS. So the
Yeah,
property
that's the
taxes $838 a month. So that means the land is 22,000. The additions 80,000. Make a total assessment. Okay. Okay. So let me see the monthly payment. So let me look at these monthly payments. Hmm. None. Okay. None. Well, none that's visibly. So I'm probably gonna get some questioning off of this people on this because I probably want this. Estimated, okay, $1,400 a month. Rent this out for $3,200 a month. Get $1,700 a month net coming in. Times that by 12. That'd be 23,000 cash flow on this. But yo, this is a beautiful ass house. This is a beautiful ass house, man. This is literally like a plush sized house, man. You got all the amenities of $1 million property potentially.
go back to the main picture again.
Okay.
I missed the first. It looks some familiar.
That one or that one?
The one before the yard. Okay, now this it looked like another property I was dealing with out there. I seen the front yard because it was a property I dealt with that had a long like yard in the front. So it's like, whoa, looks familiar.
Yeah, man, because that's a beautiful ass house, man. That's literally something that
And
people should always strive for.
and then you got to look at this. A lot of houses like in that area, man, they're renting for like 24,000 a month. Some of those houses in those areas are renting for like 24,000 a month.
Oh wow.
Yep.
So this is just estimates. We shouldn't really go off estimates, but $3,200 a month renting this out is definitely something I want to do on Airbnb.
Yeah.
Negotiate this one a little downward where I can negotiate it where 325 situation, 315, based on probably how long this is listed, probably try to get a haircut. But this is literally, oh man, you got the kitchen set up. I know this kitchen islands is expensive as hell, but it increases the value of the property. Kitchen islands, granite tiles, granite tile setup. And you got other properties in this area that looks good too. You got other properties in the area that looks good too. I wonder if you can extend something back here. Because literally, those areas, man, they need to be developed. Well, any area that doesn't have this in it and in the house, they need to rethink their plan. That's beautiful right there. That is literally beautiful. Because literally aspects like this, something here in California might be $1 million, $2 million, 1 million, 2 million easily. Plus, it's in suburb area. Yeah, start living good in this area. Yeah, start living good in this area for 360. Yeah, man, it is nice. It is nice. If wants to come up on the panel, man. It's not like come up, sir. Come on the panel, sir. Senior, come on the panel, man. We need more people. We need more markets. We need people. Forget that area. Because to be honest, if I live in cash, I'll be trying to get that for 280, 295, and try to see if I can get a talk with the seller. That means skip tracing is going to be needed for that. So I contact phone call, be able to see if I can be able to get involved when it comes to getting that cheaper. Because the realtor makes everything expensive because of the realtor fee. And a lot of the times the realtors are not very good when it comes to doing situations like that because they need their fee. I get it. We all got to eat, but still, for sale by owner, seller financing, those listings is needed. So we gonna look at a couple markets in this area, but it's a fancy area. It's a fancy area. You got houses with many like this. Like Woodstock is literally a nice little suburb. Woodstock is definitely a nice little suburb. Built in 1991, 4 bedrooms, F. But if there's competition, it's probably gonna get sold for 500,000 if it hits. It hits like competitors, you got hedge fund corporations trying to buy houses. People say that's not okay. Stuff. Like those. No, it's like understand how the market pretty much appreciate 40% every year. Okay, my sound is working. Okay, hold on. Let me add Rashid. Let me add
All right.
Rashid.
Can
Hold
you
on.
hear me now?
Hold on. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, you good now. You perfect now. I don't know what's this. I think it's just StreamYard, man. I'm telling you, like I've been on guys. You didn't work the whole time, unless it's a connection issue. Yeah, because you wasn't working the whole time.
Okay. 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 Now can you hear me?
Yeah, you perfect. Perfect.
All right. All right. Anybody that wants to come in, cooking with Sir Senior, come up. Star, if you want, if you're trying to come up. Starlight, if you're trying to come up. But we're gonna talk about a couple more assets, man, because Woodstock got me thinking. Got me thinking that maybe that's the move. Maybe that's the area because those areas is beautiful. The grass properly cut. Everything looks manicured. Nothing doesn't look like an eyesore in that area, but geez, the
Yeah.
crime rate is the only thing that's making people like, uh, so whoever that can curb the crime, these property assets probably be going up 10, 15%. Whoever that can control this crime wave situation probably get reelection and help the property values go up in value. Because this is a opportunity where you got clean, neat homes for under $400,000. Under $400,000. That's literally that's very rare. That is so rare. Okay, so we're gonna look at owner finance properties in Georgia. So we're gonna look at uh, Georgia. We gotta look at those commercial buildings because commercial is based off of raising incomes, while single family is based off of crime rates, jobs, statistics, taxes, certain situations like that. So we gotta look at these commercial buildings. If only this website can be able to load. Website need to load. I need to. Mm. And HomeSnap, they don't do commercial listings, do they? No, it's all single family, huh? Okay. Okay. 75 Ponce de Leon. That's literally one unit available. That's why a lot of these things that have one unit that's considered commercial, they need to be knocked down so you can be able to extend more units. Like one unit for 1 million, it needs to be 6 units. But this needs to be 6 units. This needs to be 6 units. There needs to be certain rooms that are being for other things to be used for something and renting it out. You got a Dollar General, that's 2.9. Kroger Out Park. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. But 75 Ponce de Leon is something that needs to be 6 units. That needs to be 5 to 6 units easily. That's gathering at least $2,000 a month. Probably not going to be $2,000 a month. Probably $1,500 a month based off of the market range. I keep getting LA prices every year. I say, what's going on with LoopNet? So LoopNet is acting like crazy right now. So the LoopNet listing is 1.1 million with 1 unit. That's literally low. That's so low. Units. You got to leverage so many opportunities when it comes to that, meaning that you can either knock it down and keep kicking you out. See, I know I'm not the one. It kicks me out from time to time as well. But like I was saying, you got to add more apartment units in that, because ain't no way in hell people are going to get any type of expanding cash flow. It's just one tenant. No. Not with one tenant. No. My connection's working. For other people that want to come join them, if anybody's in contact with me, creditbuilder475@gmail.com. Definitely tap in with me. Definitely tap in with me. The link is in the chat. Hold on, I gotta do something real quick because it's so let me get rid of these tabs. Let me get rid of these tabs real quick. Rashid, you know these growing cities in Florida. Rashid, you've been in Florida, man. If anybody's from Florida, man, we gotta look at those. The Florida market is doing by the day when it comes to California people moving there. That means all them properties is gonna be skyrocketing even higher. But if anybody that's from Florida, man, because literally McKinley is like one of the fastest growing cities in the state of Texas. So, but we're gonna see some other stats that I need to show y'all. Growing cities in Texas, and you're gonna see Dallas at 900,000 in population, McKinley with 140,000 in population, but McKinley was literally under 100,000. You got Frisco with 210. Then you got New Braunfels, literally the fourth growest cities in Texas. So we got to see the suburbs. We got to look at the incomes. We just got to look at metrics of just economic sturdy stability. So check out the suburbs through Texas markets. We got to look at Houston, Dallas, Austin, San Antonio. Yeah, but mostly Houston, Dallas, and Austin surrounding areas, because anything in these big markets, the surrounding areas, people are going to say, well, the city costs too much, so let me get to the suburb area or the outside of the city market. But let's read this article. Through Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, Austin, all continues to grow. Their suburban neighbors led by Frisco, appeared to outpacing the biggest cities in Texas. They say everything is bigger than Texas, but did they mention how fast small things grow? The latter is true at least for the suburban cities in the state mega metros. In case of point, the city of Frisco, north of Dallas. Frisco was the fastest growing cities in the United States during the past decade. Its population just shy of 200,000, 71% larger than it was in 2010, according to the Census Bureau. So look at the Census Bureau when it comes to real estate. When it comes to population growth means real estate prices goes up as well. It also the fastest growing city in Texas, fifth nationwide. In terms of socio-demographic and economic expansion, that's according to the list of America's fastest growing cities for 2012. Frisco is one among the 6 cities in the top 20 list. So that's literally something that people need to research. And College Station is 20. Round Rock is 8. McKinley, Sugarland. Sugarland is in the Houston area. That's where Master P, the rapper Master P, was at before. He went to Beverly Hills. He was in Sugarland, Midland, College Station. College Station has the University of the Aggies, home of the Aggies. So literally you got all these cities that literally has all this population growth. People need to figure out where is it going to be when it comes to you getting involved in it. Do you want to do master leases on commercial properties, seller financing on deals, financing, buying outright, off market marketing where you can get some deals cheaper? It says here, speaking of the suburban urbanization, Pasadena, which is in Texas, which did not fail where on WalletHub's list of 408 overall and 210 in mid-size category, was number 5 in the top 10 affordable U.S. suburbs with the city feel. So literally, Pasadena is the affordable suburb. It says here, Texas City of all classes scored higher for social demographics, growth in population, working age population, and a share of college-educated population. So, like I said, people need to create them franchises in college cities. Franchises, fast food, vegan. College Stations is one of the biggest fan bases of people that come to College Station. So people need to get the franchises set up in those areas, capture them payments. People need to capture those payments. What area in Orlando, Tampa crime high. Oh, the crime in Tampa is high. Well, only why it's Tampa because of the Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We need to make money off of the clubs because if they're going to keep on winning Super Bowls, man, Rashid, that's where you got to take advantage. Anybody that's listening right now, that's where you got to take advantage. If it's a hot like Atlanta, if they win championship in basketball, if they win the NBA finals and win the championship, bruh, clubs, the compound club, the compound is pretty much going to skyrocket. I mean, their profit's going to leave below. So, clubs, markets, when it comes to a very basketball town, football town, clubs, bars, lounges, seller financing on those, because seller finance could be used in any industry, in real estate. So people need to take advantage of what is the demographics need, what can be took advantage by. Tampa Bay's crime is high. I heard Jacksonville's crime is higher than Tampa Bay. Well, higher than Tampa. I heard Jacksonville's crime is out of this world, where you pretty much got people pretty much getting their guns ready to drive. So, you got areas and those needs to be developed as well. You got Parkland, Florida, where you need to set up some business there. And you got I call it Scientologyville, where you got Clearwater, Florida, Scientologyville, where you got a lot of development there, rich people, rich developers. But Clearwater is something that is developing faster than any city in Florida in those markets. But enough of me talking. Let me send y'all the link that I showed y'all about the fastest growing cities in Texas: McKinley, Frisco, in those areas. If you're not in that area, definitely think about finding partnerships in those areas and giving yourself up, my opinion, because we got to all take advantage of those opportunities when given. And if you can find developments in your area, that'd be even better. But this is an open panel for all the people that's here. Click on the link. Click on the link. Click on the link. Click on the link. We need more brains coming together when it comes to this. These Texas markets get higher with California people moving down there with their big cash payouts of their overly expensive houses, where they're still in the hood with 750,000 equity, but they're still in the hood. In fact, the market, the market sentiment is just overpriced. But they come to Texas, buy houses. What you need to do is assign the deals. If you don't have money, no problem. Work with cash buyers in those areas. Like I told y'all yesterday, if you see a We Buy Houses sign in your area, get that number down, contact them, and figure out what kind of deal that they want, so you can assign them the deal for a fee of $5,000, $10,000 based on equities. But you need to capture those payments. You need to benefit off of this, because there's no way that people should just be cool and happy of being the victim when it comes to gentrification or development. Development is going to keep coming. People, unfortunately, the regular people in those areas do not have the money to be able to stop this situation. Even if you don't sell, there is eminent domain. So selling will end up actually be more beneficial. People that do hold, they're going to benefit strongly off of when the commercial development comes in. They build up those areas. Houses that are literally 80,000 will be 300,000 easily, off of following where development is at. Jobs, don't let it be a Whole Foods in the area. Whole Foods, job supply, where you got a company's pretty much gonna supply 10,000 jobs in the area. And that's another thing that y'all need to research. Who is putting jobs in those areas? You got Elon Musk with Starbase. Starbase is gonna supply a lot of jobs in the Austin area. Real estate properties in the Austin area is gonna skyrocket as well. So you got opportunities of mega billionaires, mega billionaires just coming in the area, take out the properties, negotiations with the government where you can get tax abatement, tax breaks, tax cuts, whatever you guys want to say on the sentiment is. But literally, Starbase, people that's in Austin, people that got money in Austin, need to take advantage of where the development is going, because properties that are 120, 150, 200, those are going to be $500-$600 easily. Plus, Austin Hills is the most affordable area that I've seen. So we're going to look at Austin Hills for all the people that's coming in. Open panel. Feel free to join in. Feel free to chime in when it comes to the conversation. This is an interactive podcast, so pretty much everybody that joins in will be a part of the conversation. I will be able to make sure that people that did email me on consultations, that their emails will get replied and answered. So we're gonna look at Austin Hills. So Austin Hills, that's properties that live 400,000 that look like it could be $1 million easily. So Austin Hills homes for sale. For sale. we need more people to join in, but literally those properties is 400,000 with California people fluctuating in that sold their house that was in the hood for 700, 800,000. It can literally pull that money in and literally make the market even higher off of, one, population growth, two, newfound of bigger money, pretty much West Coast money going down south, or New York money going down south. That will literally raise the income level. Well, it will raise the median income level, not the aspect of jobs, but just more implant of rich people there, or richer people. So Credit Builder 475 at gmail.com is my email for consultations. My consultations are affordable, and don't get discouraged by the price, because the price is negotiable. The pricing is negotiable with everything with me. Everything is negotiable. But let's look at Austin Hills properties. Look at these markets real quick. And if anybody wants to join in, tap in. Definitely tap in. So we got to look at Austin Hills homes. So let me go on HomeSnap. HomeSnap. Oh. HomeSnap. Let's go on HomeSnap. So with HomeSnap, we can be able to look at the areas. Well, it gives me Lakeway. It gives me Lakeway text. I do HomeSnap. So I'm probably gonna have to type in Austin Hills. Okay. Give me one moment. The website is literally loading. Okay. So we're gonna look at those areas. Okay. So pretty much the median listed price, $1 million. So this is literally the richer class when it comes to these residentials. The median list is 775,000. Months in inventory, contracts, sales, average 50 days on the market. So these actually get off the market pretty quickly. Yeah, this market, they pretty much off very quickly. So Lakewood, Austin Hills. Austin Hills, Texas. Largo Vista. Okay, so the Woodlands Court. Like these are literally these properties probably gonna be 5 million when it comes to people that are the higher crust of Californians that's coming here. So people should just get ready to gear up, because when motherfuckers come, these properties that were 500,000 is gonna be 800. And people that can access these properties would be self-financing. So say if you don't have 500,000, but you have 70,000, you can negotiate something. We can possibly get something, rent it out, and let the rent pay back the seller. Let's look at the pictures of this. 500,000. Okay, it's loading. Okay. A lot of vegetation. And it's on hills area has a lot of greenery in the area. A lot of green grass, green area. So it's loading. It's very slow. A lot of vegetation, green areas, trees, green grass that helps with property values. Helps with property value. So any type of green vegetation can be used to your benefit. So financing, owner financing for sell by owner properties. I hate to keep on repeating myself, but this is literally how people can get assets without paying full price, without having to mortgage their whole funds on one asset. They can literally gravitate towards people that are in need and buying and negotiate a smart, safe deal. So I'm sending y'all guys a link because I am getting a huge lag from HomeSnap. I don't know what's going on with HomeSnap, but we got to keep pushing the show forward. So my next side segment is what is in your wallet? So we're talking credit. So with credit funding, with Capital Cash, and for the people that do book consultations with me, they get Capital Cash's information. And it's a guy of Mark Anderson. He's literally a man that be able to finance and fund deals based off credit. So whenever he needs something, he doesn't use his cash. He doesn't use other sources of creative financing. He'll literally acquire the property with using straight credit. $500,000 in LLC credit that he used to be able to finance a $2.1 million building. He does bigger deals when it comes to $25, $40 million buildings, big commercial situations. And he provides a letter of intent, proof of funds. He can also help negotiate the seller with you. And what that partnership is a JV joint venture partnership. So what you're doing is you're literally finding the listings, contacting the seller, getting access to the seller, and be able to negotiate something where we can be able to work on terms. So terms is pretty much the best method if you don't have full cash. Is negotiating terms, setting up some type of plan where you can be able to use the tenant to be able to finance the property, use your small little down payment or big down payment to pretty much be the upfront appetizer to him. Get a promissory note. Gotta get a promissory note. You gotta get equitable rights of the property. Master lease, lease option, because people would say, well, ain't that similar to lease options? In some segments, it would. In a lot of segments, it can be confused or interpreted as lease options or lease with the option to buy. But using those is another method how people get access to these properties as well. So financing it, going on Airbnb and getting them properties for $200 a day, while listing them for $200 a day on the rents, can exponentially increase cash flow. You can be able to pay off a lot of the debt using other people's money. Uh, with Capital Cash, you can be able to do credit repair and funding. A lot of people like Lexington Law can only do credit repair, but they can't navigate funding because they're not a lending broker. With being a credit repair company, with lending brokers and credit repair companies, they can access certain situations that you may never know. Be honest, the best way to get lending is credit unions. Credit unions, private mortgage. If you have a CPN, getting a CarMax and renting them out on Turo, that's another method. But people have to be more diligent on what is their comfortability level in accessing deals and properties, because corporations is coming through. Corporations getting bigger and bigger. Families are saying that they have literally hardly less than $500 in savings. $500 in savings. So renting those properties out and getting $1,400 a month, $1,500 a month in net profit, times that by 12, that's an extra $20,000, $30,000 a year. So people just have to negotiate based off of metrics of being the person that can persuade somebody off of their understanding of they need more people, they need more help, they need a sale. Leverage them. Always figure out what is their needs. A lot of people do background checks. A lot of people did background checks when it comes to the seller to find out, okay, is he in a bond? Is he in divorce? Does he have any liens, lawsuits? You can do title searches on the properties to figure out any liens. If there's any liens, you can negotiate it lower. And you can put on the contract with contingency of the aspect of you have to clear your liens in order for us to do business. Especially if the liens is lower than the price of the property, he'll figure out something. He'll figure out something to be able to do correct business. But understanding the jobs market in your area is important. Because if there's $45,000 in income in that area, you can only probably charge in rent $975 a month on rent, or $1,200 maximum in rent. So that means when you do the wedges and sandwich deals and situation where you're trying to do a clever wraparound, your margin is probably $300, $400 per door or per tenant a month net profit. So that's why people doing research in the areas where the money's at. They gotta find where the bigger money is at. They negotiate something, they can be able to win off of getting the lease payments for $1,500 and marking it up to $2,800, $3,200, $3,500. Be able to use that money to be able to finance properties on their own, or use the chunk of money to be able to say, "Oh, I got $30,000 from rental income. Let me put this $30,000 into $180,000 property and stop playing." And you can be able to literally get some leeway when it comes to that. But it's based on your personality, how aggressive you are when it comes to dealing with people. When it comes to property, it's really persuasion. This is all just persuasion. But if anybody wants to come up, it's an open panel. Definitely click the link. Definitely click the link. I can rant all day long by myself, but anybody wants to come up, click the link. I literally rant all by myself at this point. But anybody wants to come up, feel free to join. Feel free to join. Everybody's opinion is respected here. Plus, there's a lot of people with good information when it comes to their area, because I can only research based off of data, off of people that I know in the area, or any type of partnerships that I've been with people that are literally saying, well, we got this financing, we got this contractor company, we're pretty much ready to go. We're just trying to be able to figure out what's necessary need to be able to have a good exit plan. Because you don't win off of your sale, you pretty much profit off of your negotiation. So if it's a $500,000 property and you can get it for $375, $400, then you profited $100,000 to $125,000 off its entry, off of you just negotiating downward. But negotiation is something that is definitely learned off of people's ability to recite certain things when it comes to specific people. Because if you can recite certain things off the top of your head and do it with confidence, people are willing to be able to do business with you. But you got to understand what's after repair value. So we're going to look at the definition of after repair value. If anybody's coming in, all the people that's coming in, please like the video. Helps the algorithm, helps my channel to grow. And it also helps to be able to keep the lifetime of this channel pretty much growing progressively. So we got this. Find the average sales price per square foot of sold properties, comparable comps. So say if the average sales price in the area is $280,000, but the square foot of the average sales price is around $100 per square foot, and you do it in the last 1 year, so it's a fresh comp within a 1 mile radius of the subject property. So 1 mile radius of the property that you've seen, and multiply it by its square footage. So 100. So let me do this real quick on top of my head. So $100 square foot on 5,000 square foot property. So let me get my calculator real quick. Definitely mind time. So $102 square foot times 5,000 square foot property is $510,000. So if somebody's going to negotiate the property downward, they would negotiate it where I want to pay $85 per square foot on that $5,000 property to get $425,000 listing price to them. So it's literally an $80,000 price cut that you do off of utilizing square footage. So the square footage is based off of the market. If I could be able to do something where it was $102 per square foot on a 5,000 square foot property, actually $425. No, it's actually $85,000 discount. So you can use that $85,000 to put in a couple more properties, or use $40,000 for renovations to build up to $600,000, $700,000. Rent it out. Adds at a backyard. Add more to the backyard. There's a lot of people that rent out their shed, which I noticed that's mostly happening in the South Carolina market. It's where people rent out the sheds. So the sheds get rented out for $400 a month. They collect it easy $4,800 a year. Times that by 3 years of having that tenant, that's $15,000 on the small and on the shed. Not a big proponent of sheds, but whatever that can maximize cash flow, the more the merrier, to be honest. But with you negotiating down square footage, saves you money. Saves you money. You can use the money on a lot of the situation. When I say seller financing, where the $85,000 that you do save, you can put that on. It adds to that 7 times the amount. So you can literally either go with an asset that's $600,000, another asset $600,000, plus the asset that you negotiated downward. So you got 2 properties that get $1 million in properties off seller financing, negotiating the square footage downward, and the ability to find listings off market or on market that has a lot of days. And you got to be that developer. You got to put the developer cap on. You got to look at it, the aspect of, do I knock this down and get a construction loan? Do I repaint it? Does it need interior work, exterior work? the grass. If the grass properly trimmed up, if it don't have any grass, you can water it. A lot of people in California, Arizona, Nevada area, instead of putting grass, they would put rocks, so it can save money on watering, and you can also keep the appeal. We don't have a long, a tall yard of grass. It pretty much is an eyesore in the way that we value. Because in Beverly Hills, you have Bruce Willis, that movie actor, Bruce Willis. His property in Beverly Hills looks atrocious. You pull up onto the area, the grass is very, very tall. Doesn't trim the grass. Probably the inside of the house looks like a complete pigsty of a property. But, that area is pretty much forcing Bruce Willis to either cut the grass or deal with HOA fees. Well, HOA fines of not cutting grass, because it got to be proper manicured, neat. But that's an example of, it's not a race thing, it's a social economic thing, it's a money thing. It's where your values have to be honest. Because Bruce Willis is worth $40 million, quote unquote, worth $40 million. But a grass that looks like cows can be able to chew on it. So the property that's pretty much his property listed is at $3 million. But with tall grass, it's $3 million with tall grass. So just imagine out tall grass. It probably can be $7-8 million. So that's why crime matters, the aesthetics matters, jobs, schools, whoever that's in the school. That's why I say people just need to find a niche, a sub niche that they're interested in. All the people that are in the medical field, some medical buildings with seller financing, if that's what you would want to do. But it's a matter of you reading economic data correctly. You can see what the data says on the numbers aspect. Then you can have somebody that's why relationships matter. That's why you creating the relationship, so people, that can be your bird dog. I got a Chicago bird dog. He comes on the panel. He's going to be a long-term partner, definitely going to be a long-term partner. Because I need to find those areas. I need to benefit off of the development in Chicago. So that means taking trips, flying, staying over there for 3 to 4 weeks, finding deals to close, finding pretty much more opportunity than less, and just benefit, man. You need to insert yourself. You really need to insert yourself in order to this, because nobody's going to send you any deals. You got to insert yourself into people deals that are cash buyers, fix and flippers, developers, first-time investors. Hell, even people that were somebody that would go to a business conference, Grant Cardone or a Value Entertainment with Patrick Bet-David. You need to shake everybody's hand. You need to insert yourself. You need to be so caught up in people's faces where you starting to get annoying to them. But you're not annoying to them because you're providing value. If you don't like me, I can send you a deal with the person that's your competitor. It will just take over the spot that you didn't choose to. So it's literally a shrewd competition. It's so competitive. You just gotta really understand, if you're not gonna pay attention, listen, I'll send it to your competitor, and he'll more likely oblige my offer that I can send it to him. Because at the end of the day, you gotta get very hawkish. Get very hawkish because the market's changed very rapidly. How people saw property in Chicago rise 20%. People in LA, their property rise from 25%. While you have declining property values in New York, and also property declines in San Francisco and the Bay Area as well. So declining rents, declining values, you can negotiate the property even lower. That's where master leases will come in. That's where people are willing to sell you their property 60% discount, 50% discount off of the aspect of them struggling. So take advantage of it. It's not your fault. It's not really their fault. They lay out, you negotiate a deal. You go to Capital Cash. You send them the capital financials, you hire them, they can negotiate something where you can potentially get a wraparound, where you can be able to cash out on every deal that you do send capital cash, not as a real estate broker, but as a JV partner, because they're pretty much doing the hard lifting. They can be able to get you the financing. They can be able to negotiate certain things, cash you out, and you take the money that you cashed out on to finance another property in the area. So it's asset accumulation. All this is just asset accumulation, rinse and repeat model. You being more vigilant of reading financials, knowing a bank statement is, a profit or loss agreement, looking at an expense account, and with capital cash, he can be able to sit down with you and be able to figure out what is needed on what can you do when it comes to this property. Is it a turnkey property, or is it a development situation? With turnkey, pretty much ready to go type property. Development, something that's either dilapidated, vacant, or something that's not in commission. You gotta figure out, do you want a grocery store, a liquor store, hair salon, whatever the market needs, or whatever that can suit a market. So you gotta do demographic checks. You gotta ask around other people in that area if you're gonna be able to fly into a city that you're just coming in. But you gotta check in with people, because there's literally $150 billion in investment that's coming in Texas. $150 billion in investment coming in Texas. $100 billion investment that's coming in Florida. $20 billion that's coming into Atlanta, Georgia, and areas. It's people got to negotiate the best deals possible for themselves. Negotiate the deals for your cash buyer. So your cash buyer say, okay, I need more deals. You have any more deals? That's where you can be able to make money after money after money after money off of just seeing what's in your area, writing vacant properties down. Every vacant property that you see got to be written down. Everything that you pretty much hear off of data information need to be researched and rechecked, because there's a lot of misinfo to discourage people to go the other way so they can take advantage. So when you get on it, it'd be too expensive. Same thing what they did with Bitcoin. When it came to Mark Cuban saying that he doesn't like Bitcoin, but trying to find out he actually had millions in it, or Jamie Dimon pretty much saying it's unstable, but he had millions in Bitcoin. They tell you one thing to say, don't do it, so they can get your spot. So that's why you got to be aggressive. That's why you got to be shrewd, because they're going to tell you one thing so they can take advantage of it. So when you do get onto it, it's a higher price and they can sell it to you at a premium. So instead of doing that, you pretty much take advantage of the markets that you see now, opportunities that you see now, and you can do the same thing with somebody else that's not either savvy when it comes to these areas, or pretty much, how can I say, a retail buyer, somebody that just buys it just to be able to live in it. He's not trying to rent it out. He's not trying to do these decked out, super extravagant type of things. He's literally just trying to be able to live in. Cool. You upcharge him. That's all. You just upcharge him. But if anybody wants to come up on the panel, man, I got a lot of ghost watchers. Got a lot of ghost watchers coming in. So if anybody want to come up. Anybody wants to come up, definitely come up. Because people ain't gonna feel sorry for you at all. People are gonna look at you like, poor thing, he didn't know better. Take over his assets, go to McDonald's, have fun with your money. Because even though it's not your money, it could have been your money. So technically, it is your money. It could have been your money. Technically, should be your money. Whoever that has the drive, it will be their money. Whoever that's going to be the victor, they'll be able to benefit off of it. And they're going to laugh all the way to the bank. They're going to be able to take over assets. They're going to be able to look at opportunities and find that opportunity anywhere developments. And when they do level up, where they accumulate checks, capture transactions, then that's where they can be able to find investment properties that they wanted to do. I mean, luxury resort condos or resort overseas properties. Like a couple of episodes ago, we was talking about properties that was in the Caribbean. Properties that's in the Caribbean that was literally $1 million. Now that can be 10, $15 million in the United States. But you're gonna have a lot of people that are going to be a like I say, a cash flow returning machine. Okay, we do have somebody. Can you turn on the camera before I let you on? You can turn on the camera, and I'll turn the camera off once I confirm it is. Okay. Okay, no problem. You turn the camera off. I'll let you in. I just got to do this to be able to prevent trolls coming in. So you can turn off the camera. I'll let you on.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hi. I
How's it
got recommendation from Mocha Mommy, so we just did a collab with her.
Okay.
So I heard you're going to collab later on with Mocha Mommy.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
So it's today? Is it today?
Yes.
Nice. Yeah. You have
If
lots
Mocha
of
Mommy's
services.
listening, yes, today. Yes.
Nice.
Sorry about that. It's a delay. So if I'm talking while you're talking, it's not me cutting you off. It's a delay.
Oh, really?
But
Between
any
you
questions?
and, okay. So I have you heard of Elevest?
No,
It's
you're gonna have to inform
an
me on that one.
investment platform for women, and they have
Okay.
this. They do the investing themselves. And the
Okay,
companies
okay.
they invest in is only companies owned by women specifically.
Okay.
So you know that your money is going to companies that are for women, and yeah, so they can, if you sign up with them. I mean, I'm not being sponsored by them. I just really recommend it. It's a way to build up your portfolio in a way because they know what to pick.
Okay. Well, that is called real estate syndication. So, say if you, Samari, puts $15,000, whatever is the minimum required investment, they will take the 15,000. They'll put it in a pool of other women that have 15,000. So let me bust out my calculator. So with 15,000 times 250 women, that's 3.7 million. If they have the ability, if they have lending connections, they can potentially get up to $25 million in properties acquired off of the 3.7 million that they raised from 250 women of $15,000 each. And with that, they can refinance 6 months. They can refinance in 6 months to get a $21 million loan to do a rent and repeat where they finance on more properties. And they can literally turn the 3.7 into $125 million in properties off of the raised money, acquire the property, fix, flip, and sell it. So they would literally do the investment things for you. So they'll literally do the investing for you off of their lending connections and their investment prowess. That's where somebody that has a good eye for properties that's in that group can potentially help the group of women to propel their $15,000 investment to potentially, I don't know if it's a yield. I'm not familiar with the company, so I don't know if they give you stake ownership or they guarantee a yield. So what the difference between a yield
It's
is,
not
say if
it's not like real estate. It's just investment. So here's
okay, so
the
they syndicate
website.
businesses. So they
It's
syndicate businesses.
elevest.com.
Okay, I'm gonna need the link for that. If you can
Okay.
be able, if you can
Yeah,
be able
yeah.
to type in the link.
Here. Let me put it in StreamYard. Here's the short.
Okay. 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 So with people that do book a consultation with me, they do have resources of people that can get them grant funding, which with women, with minority women, there's a lot of grant programs out there for y'all.
Mhm.
So y'all got to take advantage of those opportunities. I'm gonna have to contact
Mhm.
the people that usually go that actually help people with the application process with grant approval. But the person that does credit repair and credit funding, he's always up and alert. He's in Chicago, Polish. I think he's Polish, so he
Interesting.
can be able to
Okay.
help on financing. So he can be able to do the credit repair program and be able to give funding up to 500,000 personal and do business LLC credit. So with your LLC, 200,000, and say if you create a corporation, $10 million in credit. That's why commercial real estate is preferably why I'm trying to gear my audience and the ladies that are subscribed to my channel to look more bigger. When you look more bigger, you don't have to worry about somebody that pretty much left and you're looking for a new tenant. No, when it comes to commercial, 5, 6 units, preferably at the lowest end, somebody that either has 50, 60,000, depending on their market, 50, 60,000, you can be able to get seller financing situation with a mixed use condo. I don't know which market that you're in, but here in the LA market, it's not going to be done. Las Vegas, yes. Arizona, yes.
So
Texas, most definitely.
for real estate investment, do you recommend property management, like hiring a property management company or
Oh yes,
managing
definitely.
it
That's
yourself?
definitely that man. You need a property manager, and you can write
Mm.
it off on your taxes. So the property management fees you can write off on your taxes, and when you level up, you can be able to potentially buy your own property management and keep it in house. So you can take advantage of the tax write offs and be able to keep everything in house. So you'll be paying yourself technically. So it'd be one
Okay.
LLC that's owned by you, owned by that goes to the property management LLC that's owned by you by proxy. So yes, property management, yes, you can negotiate 5 to 7% a month on the rents with a property management team. Property management team needs to give you financials, so you need to get a copy of them financials, and you may do an audit. And what an audit is pretty much you checking the financials. So the financials he gave to you must match up with the financials that are literally on his person. And also you can use property management teams to pretty much be, well, a lot of property management companies, they're a contractor and property management, so they can literally build and manage.
Mm-hmm.
But so yeah, it's definitely
And
it's actually
mhm.
encouraged. So it's encouraged. So you doing it solo by yourself, unless
Yeah.
you have a property management company or you have somebody that has experience in that, that's only how I would say yes.
And also, I feel like all these, like I don't have any accounting background, so would you also recommend accounting services so that they can look at your numbers, make sure you're paying your taxes properly?
Yes, a
Yeah.
bookkeeper, CPA. Well, a CPA, because there's bookkeepers that don't do accounting, and there's accounting that don't do bookkeeping. So
Oh,
accounting and bookkeeper, they can
I
be able
didn't
to
know
help you.
those were different. Okay.
Yeah, because there's going to be people that say I can do your accounting, but I cannot do your bookkeeping. And there's going to be people say I can do your bookkeeping, but I can't do your day-to-day accounting.
Mm,
So when it comes to accountants, you also have to find people that are specialists. You got to find a specialist that are specialty in either medical housing, real estate, nursing home, commercial, commercial office, commercial retail, commercial apartment. You got to get specific because you don't want to hire one person that's like me hiring a criminal attorney for something that was supposed to be done for just taxes.
mm-hmm.
or a
Oh, yeah,
tax
because there's
lawyer.
different laws. Yeah.
Yes, different
Oh,
laws,
that's right.
different
Yeah.
segments, different
Yeah.
terms, different bylaws, different procedures, and just a different industry in general. So a criminal
And I
lawyer,
heard there's different when it comes to
mm,
finances and banking. There's a term for people. Oh, fiduciary. So like,
fiduciary
are
responsibility.
bookkeepers fiduciary?
Yes, well, they are, yes, because if they don't, then they could get caught for fraud, and they can also get caught for embezzlement. So that's why the financial auditing, summary.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry if I butcher your name,
Oh, Samri. Samri.
Samry. When it comes to auditing, that helps the ethics. That makes sure that he's on the top and up. He's not stealing from you. He's not upcharging you. Because there's a lot of like
Mm-hmm.
criminal. I was about to say, when criminal lawyers, they literally they run up a tab, because they literally have it where
Yeah.
they'll charge you $20 for toilet paper, $40 for coffee,
Oh, really?
$100 for paper. Yes, that's
Oh,
why
wow.
financial auditing is needed on all aspects. So that's why I brought up the criminal attorney, because other attorneys aren't as corrupt as criminal attorneys. Criminal attorneys know that people need them on the whim, so they can be able to leverage the
Oh.
fact that they're kind of shady, because you need
Oh.
them. I don't need you. That's that
Mm-hmm.
type of perspective. So yes, auditing can help when it comes to you finding out fiduciary responsibility. Uh, well, really, fiduciary responsibility is more of the aspect of if somebody gave me $10,000 to invest in the market, then he would have to create a promissory note, and a promissory note saying that I have a fiduciary responsibility to make sure that the funds that I received is pretty much being allocated correctly. That means I have to give you statements of what that I bought with your money. I would have to give you accounting statements. I would have to pretty much give you a whole overview on what I'm doing with the money, which I don't do. When people book a consultation, they just pay their fee, and they get a whole list of the stocks. Plus, they get stock alerts. They get grant people, credit repair people, real estate strategies, e-commerce as well, and they can get the whole shebang. So I don't take people's money up
Mm-hmm.
front. No, no.
Okay.
People book a consultation, and I'll tell you what to do with the money that's in your bank account, safely in your bank account that you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you would have to, deploy the funds in certain areas. But only how where it's fiduciary, accounting, yes, but really it's the company that you mentioned, that you gave the link. They have their fiduciary responsibility, because they're taking the money and syndicating on different deals. So it's not just real estate, it's just general businesses for women. Gotcha. But they have a fiduciary responsibility to make sure that the funds that are invested with them, the capital is protected.
Mm-hmm.
If I was a fund manager when it comes to this women's situation, I would have to inform y'all that it needs an escrow. So meaning that, say if an escrow is pretty much for capital protection, where if you raise $3.7 million, you're not using the whole $3.7 million. You're using 300,000 for this property, 300,000 for that business, $500,000 for that specialty business, and that have to be used as down payments to finance those properties. I would show you the cash flow statements, the bank statements, so you got to understand what a balance sheet is, what a profit and loss statement is, because when they give you those financials, those are going to be the main two. So if you don't know how to read it, that's where I can potentially come in, or Capital Cash, because Capital Cash, he has the ability to repair people credit and get them funding. I personally can do dispute letters, but I do not have the lending connections I'm not a lending broker, so I can't find a lender and to be able to say, okay, here, you got 650 credit score, you got 4 or 5 trade lines, that's $20,000 each. Let's go get you $100,000 credit card, or $100,000 in credit card funding,
So
which I can.
you mentioned grants that are available for Black women.
Yes,
Um,
women in general, but the minority grants, definitely you would fall in, because you're a double minority.
mhm.
So
So
you could be able to, you get funding. Yeah.
So what you do or your services are, you would set up the whole paperwork, or do you just tell people who get consultation about those services so they could do it themselves?
Well, they get the information of the people that do it, and when they do book a consultation, I teach them about trading. So I'll teach them how to trade. I'll teach them how to be able to look for stocks that, like what yesterday's. I don't know if you saw my yesterday's episode, but people that booked the consultation managed to win 80%. I actually told people on the channel about the stock, and it blew up 80% yesterday. It blew up 80%. So I teach people how to trade. I teach people how to create their e-commerce store. I help them with their branding. I help them negotiate with suppliers. I help them find what the suppliers is. I create a business plan for their marketing. So I literally will help you step by step how to get the funding, create a business plan, roll out the business plan, find out suppliers, all the grunt work in business, because business is not just a setup shop and sales come in. No, you got to have a business plan for your whole operations, which I help create with you. Marketing plan for your business, where I help create with you as well. So pretty much I'm referring people with helping people with their business, because people need the funding, because there's going to be people that say, okay, I paid a consultation, but I need more funding.
Yeah.
Personal grants, you only have to pay until you get a funding approved. So you only pay when you get funding. And with business grants, you would pay upfront for business grants. But I need to contact Courtney when it comes to that, because my business partner Courtney, she has the whole shebang of grant people that can be able to give people funding, but she been out of commission, so I got to pretty much figure out how to contact them. So you come to them and you can be able to get those grants. But credit funding is something where if you contact Capital Cash, he will pick up the phone right now. So he's in Chicago. So he's the person that will pick up the phone right away with Denise Gonzalez. And she has a channel called Latin Splaining on YouTube with Denise Gonzalez. She can be able to help you with a list of the grants, give you a grants list. And Valerie Buxton, she can be able to help you with the application. She can be able to help you when it comes to getting everything approved, help you on which to apply on applications, what to put on applications, what necessary programs that are in your area. So they'll do local, county, state, federal. So those 4 type of government programs and funding. So literally what's in your local area, what's in your county, what's in the state, and what's federal. So what federal is pretty much all the stimulus packages, from Trump stimulus package 1, Trump check 2, Biden check 1, potentially Biden check 2. So literally those are all the fundings that are in them stimulus package. So I go over the executive orders to figure out where is the funding go to, who gets the funding, where's the programs. But government, but you can go on grants.gov to figure out any type of grants that are publicly listed, because there's grants that are not publicly listed. If you go to your local SBA, but the grants is not the only thing that I do. Stocks, e-commerce, real estate, credit, and grants. So you're getting 5 things at once, booking consultation with me. And it's only a one-time fee, so it's not like it's a monthly fee. Now, corporate clients, $2,000 a month. Corporate clients, $2,000 a month. But people that book consultation from my channel, it's affordable. It's a negotiable price, so it's based on your budget. So if you only have a budget of $200, then we can be able to set up a consultation for $75, $80. But if you got a bigger budget, because usually it ranges around from $80 to $300 one-time fee. But stock alerts, you get 24/7 stock alerts. People that book consultations with me, people that found out what CYBL was, that's the ticketer. Please write that down. CYBL.
Is it a stock?
Yes, it's a stock, and it has a defense contract with the National Guard. So that's why it blew up 80%.
CYBL. Cyberlux Corporation?
Yes, bingo. So Cyberlux is pretty much a lighting company, and it will be providing their services to put light installation in a lot of Navy products, National Guard. So their company got approved for a defense contract. Defense contract comes very big, so it blew up
Oh,
80%.
yeah,
It's a
it shot
dollar
up
hold.
on
Yes,
June 24th.
24th. Yes, and I told people about that last week Saturday. So people that paid attention when I did live streaming, and also when I told people in the consultation to get involved in this, they saw profits. And another stock that I had people to invest in was Clove. So that's CLOV. It
Close.
had 2 days where it blew up 15% each day. So that's like 30% gains in 2 days. It had a dip, but I tell people to buy the dip when it has good news around it. So
CLOV.
CLOV.
Okay. So that's Clover Health Investment Corporation. So is it
Yes.
because of the pandemic?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Healthcare is booming because of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Craig, you were supposed to email me, cuz. Salute to you, Craig. Salute to you, Craig. Salute to everybody that's coming in. But when it comes to my consultation, you don't get one thing. You're getting multiple things. You're getting multiple services at one time. You can be able to call. You get 24/7 access to me. So if you have a hiccup when it comes to, I don't know what to put in my business plan, I'll literally draft the business plan where we get on the phone and I can be able to type it out where you can get access to it and you can see what I'm typing. And if you see anything that you want to either add in or feel like that's not what I want to put in there, we can be able to talk about it through the phone when it comes to that. So I do this with everybody.
So
Make
what
time
are
for
your
everybody.
views? What are your views on blockchain technology or all these cryptocurrencies?
Well, I have a business partner. Me and my business partner, I can't dig too deep into it, but we do have
Okay.
something in the works where we are trying to do Bitcoin mining. So
Oh.
I can't talk too much about it because I am
Mhm.
under NDAs, but it's literally
Okay.
a situation where you would. So I'm bullish on it. I'm bullish because the technology is needed.
Mhm.
It has a global adaptation where people are adapting to it very quickly globally. The
Yeah.
problem is with it is the China banned it, but China got to do something when Chinese people that are invested into it got to find a clever way how to still trade Bitcoin, even though it's outlawed. But in Russia, it's open currency, so it's literally used as payable currency.
I thought actually most of the mining, like Bitcoin mining, happens in China.
It is, yes, it is. It
Um,
is. It's in
it
China,
is
but
very.
they accept currency,
Mhm.
but it's a form. I meant to say it's a form of payment in Russia and Japan.
Oh wow. Okay. So the
So
government has accepted it then.
yes, and I got another female client, Nia X. If you listen, and respect to you, but I told her about Neo when it was $25 a share. Now it's 45, about to be $50 a share. So it doubled from March, April, and that's Chinese Tesla.
Oh,
That's a Chinese Tesla.
Chinese NYLA. Did you say NYLA? The type of
NIO.
stuff. NIO. Okay.
So it's
NIO
Neo. So it's
stock. It's 45.07 US dollars right now.
yes. Yes. So she got into it when I told her about it at 25. So she hold on to it. And I tell people when it comes to this stock, you don't have to put in a lot of money into it. If it has strong news and it's a long-term hold, you put in $20, $40, $50, whatever your budget can stand for. That's why I try to help people get to the funding, because a lot of the times they're on limited budgets where they probably only got $3,000. So $3,000, can be stretched out quite a bit of ways when it comes to these micro penny stocks, because micro cap stocks works on the aspect of one, it has to be government funded. You can only look at government funded opportunities like ASTI that blew up 105% because it had a NASA contract. That was a couple months ago. That was like 2 months ago. But that blew up because of yes, it blew
Ascent
up.
Solar Technologies. Okay.
Yes. Yes. So that had a contract from NASA that blew up 105% 2 months ago. So when it comes to those stocks, it got to be government contracts. I don't deal with nothing unless it's either government
Oh.
contracts, got good news, a partnership, Tesla want to buy it, and another stock that I need you to get involved in. Tesla needs lithium batteries, so this is a lithium and graphite company. So I'm giving you these for free.
Oh,
so
thank
you
you.
can be able to show. I'm giving you these
Yeah,
things for free.
I have
whenever you're ready.
the Robinhood app. So, oh yeah, I'm reading. I'm typing in all these things. I don't have my
Okay.
phone with me right now, but I'll invest in these because I have
Yes.
Robinhood. So
Okay. Well, Neo, you can get on Robinhood. These other ones you gotta get on TD Ameritrade.
oh, okay.
So Quantum Battery Metals Corp is the company that Tesla is going to be needing. So
Quantum
this company
Battery?
blew up. Yeah, well, it's BRVVF.
BRVVF. Oh, okay. Stop.
Then you have LLKKF. Now, a subscriber, Country Boy, told me about LLKKF. I did some research, and it actually checks through.
Okay, so that's Lake Resources
Yes.
in
So
Australia.
LLKKF, BRVVF.
BRVVF, that's Quantum Battery Metals from
Yes.
Vancouver, Canada. Okay, so like lithium batteries, I heard most of it is mined from a Latin American country. I forget
Yes.
which country it is exactly, but yeah, it is interesting because usually whenever new forms of energy are found or discovered, those countries tend to be affected negatively unless they've set up their system in a way that, like, you know, like in Saudi Arabia, they have a lot of oil, petrol, but
Yes.
they get to benefit from the money, versus the petrol that got found in Nigeria. It has turned into a resource curse, right? Because the government there is corrupt, and people who actually live on the land are suffering because there's petrol on their land, so they're not actually benefiting from it.
Well, there is ability to mine lithium in Nevada. They found that they can be able to get a lot of the resources from Nevada. I know what you mean. Me personally, I'm not necessarily in the ground floor, so I they can say that we're doing this ethically, but they're to find out that they're not doing it ethically. Now, government, yes, I heard about the petroleum that was found in Africa that pretty much got deboed off of, and that's because of the greedy politicians.
Yeah.
A lot of the companies are state sponsored, so the company is pretty much government ran. So a lot of government ran companies, yes, it's going to be a lot of pilfering. They pilfered a lot of resources. So when it comes to these companies, these companies do over abroad. There's also some resources in graphite all over the world. So a lot of people that the resources in their land, they're going to get taken over. There's not going to be a cash out. There's not going to be a trickle down effect, which it should be. But a lot of the times they get dispositioned.
Yeah.
So, how can I put it? How can I put it? So, when it comes to what you do invest in, you have to do due diligence off of the management. So, I research the management. So, I find out who's the CEO. I look at his
Mhm.
Twitter. Because a lot of times you can get good due diligence on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
You can do
Because people
so
are
you can
honest
do a
on
lot of
there,
good due
or
diligence. A
is
lot of
it
people
because
are
they say all
posting.
kinds of stuff?
Yes, you can post
Mhm.
all kinds of stuff. You can be able
Mhm.
to do a late night PR run where they don't want to do it on MSNBC or a Squawk
Mm.
Box, or don't want to put the news on there, but they will go on their Twitter like Elon. People should follow Elon's Twitter. People should really
I think
people.
he manipulates the market with
Yes,
what he says, right? I don't know if people should listen exactly to what he says because I mean he has a
not word
ton
by
of
word,
money, and
not
yeah.
not word by word, but
Mhm.
look at surrounding things. Because a lot of people, you're gonna find detractors on Twitter that's gonna pretty much give you probably the real on what he means. Because yes, he does manipulate the market. He does do a lot of pump and dumps, and
Yeah.
yes, a lot of the times he do renege because he's a eccentric person. He's literally a person that brain look like it goes 150 miles per hour. So only
Yeah,
why I said
and
follow
he can
him.
afford to do that. He can
Yes, he
afford
can
to
afford.
like
Yeah.
invest crazy amounts of money or like dump crazy amounts of money and just like if he loses like 100 million, it's nothing apparently for him. So so yeah, but I get what you're saying as far as to see the trends because he is a trendsetter.
Yes.
A lot of
Yes.
people listen to him and follow what he wants them to do. So.
Yes, because in Austin we have star-based situation that's happening, and in Austin I pretty much showed a couple of the properties and their property values, and show you that those property values at 300, 400,000 will be 700, 800, 900,000. With Elon coming in and all the California people, it's a perfect storm for Texas
Mm,
when it comes to those markets. So that's why
yeah.
I say follow. That's why I mean follow, because it's more than just
Mhm,
stocks. Because stocks,
mhm,
I figure out what does his company needs on because Ford, Volkswagen, General Motors, they all need lithium. So that's why I told you about that, because lithium graphite is going to be needed.
mhm.
Graphite is going to be needed on solar panels. So speaking about solar panels, ticker SIRC. That's going to benefit
SIRC.
SIRC. So that's going to benefit off of solar roofing.
Oh,
So
okay.
with Biden Harris administration pretty much saying we'll give people a tax credit on new construction properties if they put solar panels on their house,
Oh,
those
really?
companies going to
Okay.
benefit off of the fact that people going to need the company to find it out. So installation companies. So it don't have to be SIRC, but look at that company. Look at any
Mhm,
competitors that's in solar roofing stocks, and you can pretty much find
mhm.
companies to research on. Go on Twitter, copy paste
So,
the ticketer, and do some research on it.
so how do you find out if they're approved by the government? Or you mentioned something about government contracts earlier.
Yes, yes.
Um,
You can go on .gov websites, business.gov websites. A lot of the times, Yahoo Finance will
hmm,
even show who got approved for government contracts. So you can type up the company, um, put government contract or penny stocks with government contracts. But me personally, I have a scanning tool where it kind of like screens the whole market. So with the tool, I use that for me personally, and I use that to help clients. You pretty much exposing a lot of stuff. So I pretty much use that tool to help clients figure out which companies approve. So or gets approved
mhm.
or in the race of being approved. So really it's either Google searching around, and you can do a lot of this stuff. You can just Google search around. I know people that's in the industry, so it's sort of like
Okay.
insider
Okay.
insider stuff. So I can't really
Nice.
advertise that
Yeah,
because
yeah,
that's
yeah.
against the mark. But when it
Yeah.
comes to the stocks that I do recommend, it's either it has partnerships, mergers, because I hope you're writing this down. Anything that has a merger,
Mm-hmm.
custodianship, or reverse merger is bullish information. That's bullish news. So I'm gonna tell
Oh,
you as a tip. For a
reverse
tip, reverse
mergers, reverse mergers,
mergers, custodianship,
custodian,
pink current,
PIG,
pink current.
PINK current,
Yes.
CURRENT. Okay.
So those are bullish news. So when you're literally going through figuring out, okay, what do I invest in? What is going on? What is going on? What is going on? What is going on? I will
Oh,
help you. I will be the person that will help you. So when you book a consultation, I'll be your eyes and ears 24/7, 365. I can be able to help navigate certain things off of me knowing what to look for, send you the list, teach you how to trade when it comes to the trading market so you don't have to rely on me. Because I do not want to have the form of reliance and resistance, form of reliance, and wound up getting nothing but resistance back. But the tools that you would need to use are fintel.io,
FINTAL
fin,
TALE
TEL,
TEL
dot
Fintel
IO.
IO. Oh, Fintel.
So that's where you track what's the short interest. Because I also invest in short squeezes like AMC and GME. Clove would be a cheaper version of AMC. Only why I didn't recommend people to invest in GME months ago is because GME was just too expensive, where I would have messed up everybody, told people to buy
Mhm.
ultimate highs at $189 for it to crash to $60. I'd have been messing up. So I'd rather teach people the process of a short squeeze so they know what to look for before it happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So a short
because it is tricky, right? Because short squeeze, my brother explained it to me. He was saying how people trade the certificates.
Yes.
And you're basically, you don't actually own the certificates. So you're kind of,
It's a derivative.
it's like taking out a loan that you can't afford, like you wouldn't want
It's a
to.
subprime loan. It's literally taking a loan on an asset that you don't own.
Exactly. So it is tricky. But
Short
yeah,
squeezes is good. Short squeezes is good when you see that when people short and they got to cover their calls. So that means if somebody shorts $1 million in stock, he got to buy $1 million in stock in order to avoid unlimited losses.
Yeah.
So when every time the stock goes up, he loses more money because he's shorting it on a downturn. He's trying to make money on the flip side.
Down. Yeah.
Yes.
You're betting on a company tanking. So
yes, he's betting on a company taking, but the thing is, there's a lot of laws that actually make it where short squeeze is going to be more and more common. So that's why people should use fintel.io to look at the outstanding shares divided by the short interest. A short interest of 40% is pretty much a good short squeeze candidate. Like Clove is a short squeeze candidate. Clove would be something where people that do options are going to do a buy and hold or buy more shares into the stock. They're going to benefit off of the fact that people that are shorting it, like say if it got a red day at 15%, okay, it's going to come back up harder because they got to be able to buy back the stock because they got a time period they got an expiration date. So they can't just short a stock forever. They got expiration date.
Yeah.
And, they cover their calls. It blows up 150%. That's because you got more than one investor that got to put money into that stock.
Yeah. So you said it's outstanding something over short
Outstanding
interest?
shares.
Shares.
Outstanding shares over.
Short interest equals short squeeze.
Yes.
Nice. Thanks for all these free tips. I look forward to listening to the collab later on today with
Yeah,
Mocha
and
Mommy.
if you got Mocha Mommy's information, tell her well, pretty much comment on her video and tell her to contact me about what's going on, so we can be able to make sure that the day is clear. And if you need my email, creditbuilder475@gmail.com, whenever you're ready, book a consultation with me and we can be able to do it full time.
Perfect. Thank you.
Do it full time, no problem. And also another tool before you leave, hedgefollow.com. Use that tool. Hedge follow. So that means you're finding what. I also trade on what the billionaires are doing. So you do that to find dividends. So any billionaires that's holding on strong dividends with high yields, you kind of like copy and paste their portfolio. If it's affordable stock, let it be affordable stock. But you also use fintel.io to figure out call options. No, you use barchart.com. So that's BAR chart.com.
Okay.
Use those 3 tools, look around them, familiarize with yourself with, study them,
Perfect.
But yeah, my email for anybody that's coming in is the open panel, creditbuilder475@gmail.com. My consultations are affordable and the prices are negotiable, and I do payment plans as well.
Thank you very much for all the free tips. I will invest in all these stocks that you recommended. Yeah, thank you.
No problem. Have a blessed day. Okay. For anybody else that wants to come up, open panel, click on the link. Click on the link. Anybody got any questions? Anybody wants to come up? Anybody have disagreements? Definitely come up. I'm literally open to that. It's the point where people need to find more challenges to conquer. My challenge is the fun factor. But it's not a beef challenge, so I don't thrive off of beef, but I do want to enjoy conversation. Maybe with these areas that are either interested in people are already invested. People that are needing this information when it comes to these places. I read executive orders. I'll read that executive order. I'll tell you what happened in that executive order. You highlight. But executive orders is so long. Most of my clients don't need executive orders. I just read it, tell it to them, tell them all the companies: graphite, lithium, titanium, copper, lithium, tin, titanium, hydrogen. Get involved in those. Mining companies, roofs, solar panel roof installations, solar panel manufacturing companies, shipping stocks are up. So go watch your ship. SHIP. So anybody that's coming in, open panel, choppy. Okay. Okay. Okay, now am I choppy now? Okay. But like I said, open panel, anybody wants to come jump in. Let's get some active dialogue. Get some active dialogue. Okay. I will help you by either. Okay. Okay, it's better. Okay. Okay. So like I was saying, when it comes to stock trading, it's just the aspect of where you get your news from, who is advertising it, and pretty much what industry is it in. Because really, 3D printing stocks is something that's undervalued right now. Because 3D printing is pretty much the new wave. People want to build houses with 3D printers. So capitalize on the opportunity, 3D stocks. So you got DDDX. So that's triple DX ticker. Look at it, research it, study it, figure it out, do whatever you need to do when it comes to that. So you got a lot of 3D printing stocks that's literally undervalued right now. People are going to be needing it. The market is going to be needing it. So it's just for you to be able to know what's the trend on the market. Oh, okay. By sharing my screen. Okay, if anybody wants to join up, please feel free to join up. I need more dialogue. I need more rotation of people coming in. More rotation of people coming in. We can be able to figure out what is needed on your type of strategy when it comes to doing this, because it's based off of either you want dividends or you want high upside potential deals. People saying on the crypto markets that everything's on a dip. Yes, everything is on a dip. So people that's involved in cryptos, definitely buy the favorite cryptos that are on a dip. Do not get discouraged, because they discourage you to be able to get them opportunities at a cheaper price while you get it at a seller premium. Well, buyer premium while they get the seller premium. So you pretty much get done in though the fact that you wasn't there 8 months ago where they told everybody don't buy. They bought into it, sold it to you for a higher price just for it to crash. That's literally the game, how the game is played. People should have saw the SEC reports where Elon sold his $1 billion in Bitcoin and saw that he did that months ago. When the media got involved into it, that's when it started having panic selling. But people need to research what the SEC reports is, because the SEC reports can tell you something before the media will get involved. Because the media get involved, that creates panic selling. People lose their mind. People lose their heads. People don't know what to do. But people should look at the SEC reports. So that's another thing I meant to tell you guys, that look at the SEC reports. You can subscribe to the SEC report on Twitter to be able to get those information on a readily needed type of detailed pictures, how much it was for the value, how much it went for, how much you bought it for. Get all those, because people literally didn't pay attention well enough and got caught up. People literally got caught up on something that they should have just researched on their own. So that's why I give y'all guys the tools like Fintel. They can do all the SEC reports 2 days after it's been posted. So you can always be informed. You can always be on full, how can I say, full alert mode. Because media will tell something that's literally so late. You got involved into it. It's too late. You're pumping up the market at that point. So that's why low float stocks with strong due diligence is needed. So WSRC is something y'all need to pay attention. Hold on, give me a second. I am literally messaging a client right now. So I'm messaging a client right now. So give me a couple of seconds. So please mind my silence. Okay. Oh. Okay, so now anybody wants to come in last round before I start closing it out and giving you the last 5 stocks to watch. Anybody wants to join in, but 5 stocks I need y'all to watch is AITX. AITX. Get that on TD Ameritrade. So that's AITX. So with AITX, it has a lot of reverse splits. You know, you have shorts, pretty much shorts that are going to get done in. So literally, when people short, they're going to have to buy back the stock, and that's where the stock blows up even higher. So look for stock buybacks, look for reverse mergers, reverse splits. You know, look for those type of news. That's where the stocks be pumping up. So you have companies, AITX, CCIV. We already went through that. CCIV has the electric vehicles set up. So look at situations of ACBU, GDET, NWGC, UAMM, triple ENF, so that's EENF, that's oil and gas, Brill, ATVK. In situations like that, anti-gravity, what's going on? What's going on? Respect to everybody that's coming in. Open panel. Anybody wants to join in, join in. Because I told y'all guys about CYBL, and that blew up 80%. And CYBL is a long-term hold, so it's gonna have a sell-off. All stocks that have a blow up like that, it's gonna have a sell-off. So, all right, you just got done setting up your first Airbnb. Respect to you. Respect to you, anti-gravity. Respect to you, man. Getting to that money, I love it. I love it. That's literally music to my ears. But if you want to join in anti-gravity, you can join up as well. But okay. Okay, is your camera on? Is your camera on? Anti-gravity, can you hit me with the thumbs up so I can know it's you? Can you turn on your camera and hit me with the thumbs up? Because, man, I be having trolls where I don't even know who is who half of the time. Yo.
Can you hear me? Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whew, I thought you was a troll for a second. Okay.
No, a real person.
Because, boy, I'm like, yo, I cannot have trolls messing up the channel, man. I got a lot of things I need to do. I need to get Judge Joe Brown on the channel as well. So we're going to be having the judge.
I don't know, Swag. Oh, for real? He's going to be here? I love that guy.
He's going to be here. He's going to be here. So we're going to have a talk about economics, talk about how properties that were in LA, that were literally in Central Avenue District, that were $60,000 now, $5-6 million now. We're going to talk about all that.
Okay, so that's gonna be off the chain then.
We're gonna be talking about all that because a lot of these properties, like I don't know how long you've been on the channel, but we talked about how properties that are in Austin that are literally 200, 300, 400,000 can be 500, 600, 700, 800,000. Then we talked about how Woodstock in Georgia, outside of Atlanta, is literally a cheap suburb with prime opportunity, beautiful grass, recently built homes from the 90s.
Man, especially Austin. I wish I had gotten into that a little bit earlier. Before I was looking into it in 2019 before coronavirus, and because that's when I first heard about a lot of the tech companies moving their headquarters to Austin and things like that. But now it's really exploded. It's the number of people trying to buy houses, especially moving away from San Francisco and Silicon Valley to relocate there is crazy high, and they're paying cash as well. Out for all
cash liquid.
Yeah,
cash liquid. That's why I was saying that people need to use tools like PropStream, use other tools to be able to figure out who is the LLC that bought that house in cash and send them a deal.
Mm-hmm.
Reverse engineer. Well, first ask them on what kind of deal that they want and use the same tool to be able to find other deals around that area. Send them a deal. Cash out. You negotiate the property contract where you lock it up for probably 140 and assign it to them to 170 with an ARV of 320, 280.
Right. Yeah, I haven't gotten into wholesaling yet. I just have to do a couple. First, I got to save some more money and take care of some other projects, like the one right now. I spent almost $8,000 to $10,000 on the Airbnb property. So, furniture is hella expensive, bro. It's bugging me.
Damn.
Yeah, what I mean? And especially during coronavirus now, there's, because I want to get it off the ground quicker and get people in it, I can't be waiting for, IKEA or Ashley's or whatever to, get their stuff into stock, because they were telling me that if I bought this one particular site I liked, that they couldn't get it until September or August or October.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Wow.
Even at the one at my house, I bought a set in, I believe it was September of 2020, and I didn't get it until January.
What? So
there are a lot of shortages right now. So it's a hassle.
Yo, Craig, what's going on?
What's going on, bro?
It was good, Craig.
Yo, man. I'm just listening, you know what I mean? Soaking it all in.
Yeah, man, soak it all in, man, because people are going to realize that, damn, Real Deal was right. I'll be like, I told y'all black asses. I'm playing. I'm playing. I don't do people like that, but I really try to tell people, get ready, man, because you don't know what is going to happen.
That's why I rock with your channel. Yeah, man, you ain't lying. That's why this whole month I've been focusing on like crypto and stocks and shit, like trying to learn more about it, because man, that's why I was asking you before about your partner that you know that helps people get business grants, because I ended up buying a truck in the beginning of May, late April, and I was like, you know what I mean? If I can get a grant rather than saving up a few more dollars to do what I gotta do, that'll definitely be helpful. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the grant is like little money. The bigger money would be like my man Mark from Capital Cash. Matter of fact, I'll send you. Matter of fact, let me just stop playing with y'all. People from the back chat, people that's people that come up on the panel, they can get the phone number on the back chat.
Oh
But
shit.
anything else, y'all got to book consultations, man. Anything else, man, I'm literally giving y'all excessive amount of game. But y'all get y'all pen and papers, write that phone number down. Tell them that well, matter of fact, I ain't gonna tell you my government, so we gonna just do that on the private chat. So that's
right.
okay.
You don't gotta say your
Okay.
government.
So Mark P. Anderson from Capital Cash that I sent you. And I'm gonna put the phone number in there so y'all can be able to use it. And y'all need to book consultations, man. Not y'all specifically, but people that be the shadow watchers that I noticed be taking my information and repackaging it. Y'all definitely need to pay homage, man. Y'all be definitely capping. But he can do the funding where you can get like $200,000 personal and 500,000 business credit. Especially if you got a truck like that. If you're renting the truck out, you know, you can be able to get some good steady cash flow.
Yeah, I mean, I plan on just, cause it's a semi truck, and I just plan on doing regular general freight. Like I don't even need a whole lot of bread, like 10,000 to be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm gonna get paid my first week out. So, and people are making anywhere from like on a low end like 3 grand, high end like 8 grand a week. So
Okay.
it's more like a cushion.
Okay.
I can roll the dice and just go out there and just, you know what I'm saying, but I don't want to gamble like that. I'd rather have like 5 to 10 in my pocket just in case anything happens that first week, first 2 weeks. And like I
Okay.
said, I've been
Well,
buying crypto, man. Like the crypto kind of put me back this whole month.
yeah, it put a lot of people back. It put a lot of people back. That's why if crypto crashes, that's why I tell people invest in an inverse ETF that is crypto based. So if crypto crash, you still made money. With the crypto holdings that you still hold, you know, you could be able to make money off the flip side and the upside. That's my method when it comes to something that's speculative like that. Yes, you gotta do that. But I pretty much gave you guys the number, anti-gravity. We got a business. Tell them that I sent you, and tell them the name that's in the private chat that I sent you to.
Okay. All right, we'll do.
Craig as well. Same thing with you. Same thing
I'm
with you.
writing that down right now.
Write that down. He could get you your credit repaired, credit funding, and you get your LLC. And to be honest, he like y'all too because y'all got businesses and shit, so you can get more funding. Y'all got businesses and shit.
I'm glad I caught you live the other night, man, because I barely look at my phone when I be driving. But I saw your shit come up. I said, "Word, let me tap in. Let me see what, you know what I mean? See what's going on." I heard you say that. I said, "Yo, if I can get a grant, man, why even? I'll just keep putting money into the crypto every week. If I can get a grant, man, to help with that, that'd be lovely."
Yeah, man, I gotta contact the grant people, man. But my man Mark, he always on it. So you call him after the stream, and he'll be able to get you right. Mocha Mommy, you gotta email me, Mocha. So we gotta schedule this interview for later on. So Mocha Mommy, if you want to come up. But yeah, when it comes to that, yeah, the grant funding people, credit repair. I'm just trying to be able to make sure that y'all got enough funding to do what y'all need to do. Because a lot of people go to credit repair. A lot of the times, if they don't, here's the scenario. A lot of the times, people get scammed off the aspect of nothing was taken out the report. A lot of the times when people get scammed is when they do the work where they do delete the stuff out your credit report, but you can't get any funding because you ain't got strong enough trade lines. You ain't got a credit profile that's built for funding. With old boy, he can put in a $200,000 loan on your credit profile and get you started where you could be able to get high limit credit cards, gas cards, because you would truck it. So to be honest, I'm giving you too much game right now. That's why you need to book a consultation. So when you book the
Word.
consultation, you get more. But if you're gonna get an LLC, get you the BP gas card. In the BP gas card, you could be it's a secure gas card, so it'll literally boost your business credit to 80 Paydex score, and it will give you your $500 back, and you can take that $500 to put it into other credit cards. Okay, Mocha Mommy, I see you. Okay, I see you can turn off the camera now. Okay. But yeah, you turn your Paydex score into 80 Paydex score, you be lit. Plus, you got the credit lines that oh boy put on your profile. You get high limit credit cards, Paydex score, ability to get funding every 3 months. That's something that with Mark he can get you done. So anybody that's in the private chat, Mocha Mommy, respect to you. Y'all got his phone number and tell him that I sent you and tell him the full name. Tell him my full government. Y'all got my full government in the back chat, but y'all tell him my full government so he knows that you got it from a correct person. You know, he's actually the most affordable because he do credit repair for $1,000. Credit repair and the funding for $1,000. When you get your first funding, it'll be a 10% success fee. So if he gets you $100,000 in funding, $10,000 you send to his company for helping you when it comes to your credit profile. So he deletes the stuff within 45 days. I had some Dominicans that worked on my credit. It took about 6-7 months, bruh. But dealing with Mark, it only took 45 days. But Mocha Mommy,
Hello.
Mocha.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi. I saw it was about real estate.
Yes. Yes, that was. Yeah, we was talking about Texas. We was talking about your area. We was talking about McKinley. We was talking about Frisco.
Right. Yeah. I was going to ask about Dallas County, but also Matagorda, Gulf Coast. I know after Harvey, it's been a little slow to build up, and just kind of was wanting to get your thoughts on it. Let me give you a zip code.
Yeah, give me the zip code.
Okay.
Give me the zip code. We do that. Okay, wait. Okay, we
Matagorda zip
Mara. Yeah. Oh, you talking about stocks. Mara. Yeah, Mara is a good.
Yeah, that's that one. Yeah, because I'm not in 77457.
77457.
Right. So it's mostly like fishing tourism.
Okay.
And yeah, we just got back from there. My husband fishing with some clients, and it still is not completely recovered. And I'm like, this is waterfront. So what's going on?
Maybe somebody do have their eyes on it. Because there's somebody that has their eyes on it. They're just trying to. Because a lot of the times with real estate, somebody will make their first move if somebody makes the first move.
Oh, I see.
So they pretty much saying, you going in there? I ain't going in there. You going in there? I ain't going in there. Somebody better go in there.
Oh, I see what you mean.
You know, that's pretty much how real estate is a copycat game, to be honest. You follow the development. That's why when I say follow the development, that's what I mean. When somebody say, I am going in there. That's what I mean when it comes to follow development. But let's share my screen. Share my screen. We all react to it.
Because it's like the people up there, like clearly, if you got a boat, you got a trailer, you got money. Like, so why? I mean, the population is like less than 1,000 people. And I mean, and it's like, I mean, I think it would be good for short-term rentals or vacation rentals but I'm just saying, like, why is it still so empty? Because I was like, there's got to be some kind of reason. Because you talk to people, they're like, I don't know. But
yeah, this is water. This is water area. Yeah, this is water area.
Right there and Rockport, like, you know, I mean, I know a lot of it is like old family money and maybe like families not wanting to give it up, but then not knowing what to do with it. I know that has that plays a part. But, you know, we were up there with some clients and my spouses, and I'm like, it's still so underdeveloped. Like that place, Rockport, that's another one, and it's right on the water. And that's not too far from where the new SpaceX is going to be. Like, so as far as like, it's like driving distance for a weekend. So like, I just wonder what's going on.
To be honest, if it's near where the SpaceX situation or Starbase, the Elon Musk situation, people
Right.
better get up on it, because these properties gonna mess around be $2 million. Because if it's anywhere where water area, they can knock this. You see the picture that I'm seeing, right?
Right.
They could
Is this
probably
area
make
a
it knock.
prime hurricane area, or is
Is
that
it
just
flooding?
yeah?
It is flood prone, but at the same time, a lot of the houses are elevated. And too, like a lot of people lost some stuff in Katrina, but didn't rebuild it. Whereas Galveston, right after Katrina, they built it right back up. Christie, right after, Harvey had taken out part of Christie, taken out part of Galveston, but they built it right back up because they know that Gulf Coast, Texas travel is worth something. But this place in Rockport has just been slow.
Because to be honest, if it's so, it has to be elevated. Because to be honest, I'm a fan of knocking shit down to make something better.
Right. I agree.
But this is the picture of the property.
Mm-hmm.
Everything looks kind of, how can I say, compact. Everything is compact. Everything is narrow.
Right. Like a lot of these places were built in the
Okay.
70s and 80s.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Like there's really not a ton of new construction anywhere. And it's like waterfront. And this is like primary fishing tourism.
Waterfront.
How's the economy in that area?
It's Texas. You can't really go wrong.
Because I mean, after the hurricane, it go back to normal. This particular area.
Well, this place is kind of like fishing tourism. So it's like it has like a seasonal residents.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because it's right there on the Colorado River, and usually it depends on what's running at the time, and usually depends on like if it's snapper or if people are bass fishing out on the freshwater side. It because it's not a lot of people don't live there.
Because this is 200,000 pending, so it's about to get ready to be off market.
Mm-hmm.
So this needs to be knocked down, and it needs to have a fancy schmancy waterfront S type vibe. But if it's
Right, and if you put a boat dock on there, you already increased what you can get on the short-term rental market because a lot of people will be driving their boats up.
yeah, this is like, to be honest, the house is an eyesore, but the view is beautiful.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I am sorry, this is an eyesore. But
Yeah. See, and look,
view,
yeah. Like, so you can fish off the house. But again, if you put a boat dock on that and fix the house
yes, you
up,
can.
yeah.
Yeah, boat dock, fix
Like
the house.
like a boat launch, or you have like outdoor storage for like people's water toys.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm just wondering. Yeah, I'm just kind of wondering. Like, it looks. I don't know. I just wonder. Like, man, it's like it's still such a sleepy town.
That is funny. That is funny because like these areas needs to be developed, because that water area, because the pool,
Right. Mm-hmm.
pool, this, to be honest, this can be expanded more than just a house. This can be a resort.
I agree.
This can be a mini resort. This can be a little mini resort. Thing is, you're gonna have to knock down these.
Mhm.
You see my mouse, right?
Right. Uh-huh. Right.
You're gonna have to knock this one down. Probably make it vertical.
Right.
More trees. So that means everything needs to be leveled up. But if it's gonna go vertical, then that means it has to be sturdy, because everything's elevated. Everything has to be like super strength,
Right.
just in case. But yeah, this is a prime opportunity, to be honest. 200,000 for this on a
Right.
pending.
Right. All of that.
Okay, this must be the family or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
Like
yeah,
that's all. Yeah.
this
Uh-huh.
yeah, this is an opportunity. I don't know what, well, I don't know why. Ain't nobody ain't copped it yet, because you got a lot of people that are developer hungry that see
Uh-huh.
this. They get it for 200,000. They may put in another 40.
Uh-huh.
40,000 into the situation, yeah. Well, not 100, not 40, on 400,000 added
Right.
on to the 200,000 to hopefully get it up to 2.5 million in value.
Right. And then I'm seeing like too, like around like Lockhart, Dale, Texas, they're doing like those tiny like container homes. And those are
Mhm.
real popular for short-time rentals too. And they're pretty durable. And zoning, zoning is and permitting is not as big of a deal in Texas, but just even if you don't build from scratch, you get like some of these like prefab or container houses to just do short-term rentals. That's what I was
Okay.
thinking. Yeah. Because
Okay.
still
And,
because if you drive around Matagorda, you'll see that there are people who are in like there's prefabs and trailers on the water.
yeah, there is.
Like, cause you'll see a house, but then a couple blocks down, you'll see like a prefab or a trailer, like with riverfront that could possibly have boat access.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
if you
And
just
with
go
boat
bird dogging
access, you
through
can
that
make
area.
money.
Yeah,
You can
if
make a
just
lot
go-
of money off of that situation, because that's boat access. You can charge boat. You can even have your own little boat riding company.
One of my coworkers did that. She sold her house and retired, and now they just do fishing charters full time out in
See?
Rockport. And so they only got to work like 2-3 months out the year, and it's easily 100, 130, 140K just for taking out fishing charters for 4 months out of the year.
Because to be honest, if some mega developer come through, he probably will buy up all these houses just to knock
Right.
them down, just to
Right. And-
repurpose these situations.
Right. And if you look up, you'll see like some of those condos, like if you go up a little bit, some of these condos are like some of these multifamily units are pretty still affordable, like are less than 350 or you'll just see
Yeah.
like lots with trailers on them in the same area.
Yeah. So these are the
And see,
views.
that's up on the stilts. Like I said, up on the stilts. That's probably like post Harvey build right there. And there's not a lot of that.
Because if it's in the same area where the situation with Elon is going to be at, these is definitely going to be these is undervalued. Because
Right.
anything that's waterfront, you expect it to be 1.5, 2,
Right.
3,
Mhm.
4, 5 million, no matter what state is it in. But this,
Right. Because that's driving. I mean, even if people don't live there, that's their long weekend. That's their Memorial Day. That's their 4th of July. Right here.
Mhm.
Mhm. So what you could
Mhm.
probably get between Memorial Day and Labor Day.
a situation like that could be,
Right.
I could be $3,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month.
Right.
Airbnb, doing the Airbnb situation, because you can charge premiums on Airbnb.
Exactly. And especially if it's for families and not for spring breakers.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's built in 2007.
Oh, okay. So that's newer. Okay.
So
I mean older. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay. So then that
so
meant
it's
that it
built in
survived the
07.
hurricane. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So that means it survived the hurricane then. Okay.
20 days it's been on the market. It says single family. It's classified as single family. 227 square foot.
Right.
Let's look at the property history so we can see how much they got it for. Okay, so it doesn't show. Oh wow, it doesn't show a lot of history.
Probably, like I said,
So
old
it says
family rental.
530. Yeah, for 530, 2021 listed 340, 394. So the neighborhood. So, okay. Matter of fact, let me see the nearby home values. Because if it's not giving me any data when it comes to that property tax, because the property tax is okay, they don't have in it. They don't
Mhm.
have it. They don't have it. Oh, okay, this is just the this is
Right.
the down payment calculator. So
Right.
2021 a month,
Mhm.
monthly payment, principal and interest, property taxes, home insurance. Okay, so that would be, to be honest, whoever that get access to it that can repurpose it needs to be renting this out for 6,000, 5 to 6,000.
Okay. All right then.
People that can repurpose it. So that means whoever that can get access to it and customize it, because it looks, the angle looks good. This
Mhm.
looks kind of old. Looks
Right.
very old to
Exactly.
me.
And it's like the whole town looks that way. Almost the whole town. There'll be like 4 or 5 that are fixed up, but the whole town looks that way.
Looks kind of old to me. So,
Right. Exactly.
a remix. Somebody just need to remix it. Somebody that's
Yeah.
good with interior, exterior designing can easily make this situation that's probably 400,000, which you probably beat up the price of 320 to
Mhm.
800 to $1 million property. Because this is
Right.
all the elements of
Right.
something where, like you said, somebody that wants a getaway without having spring breakers across the street.
Mhm.
Something where you can have something of a luxury getaway in a quiet,
Mhm.
more reserved area. So yeah, this is definitely a must.
Right.
So I'm glad you brought up this market, because I did not know about this submarket.
Okay. Well, thank you. I'm gonna go pick up my kids, but thank you for that because I just was
Mocha,
yeah. I was just wondering like
Mocha,
why is this place so dead?
Mocha,
Yeah.
are you going live
Yeah.
stream later on?
I do. I have like a education live later tonight.
Okay,
Mhm.
we have one of your people that came here and showed love.
Oh, good. Good. I've been telling the ladies about it because everybody's talking about level up this, level up that. Man, you need to level up your bank account, sis. That's what needs to
Yes,
level up.
yes, we gotta get people in that type of vibration. But Mocha
Right.
Mom, you got my email, so if you
I
want me to
certainly
join
will.
up, I'll be nothing but
Right.
free time to enjoy
Right. Thank you.
to
And yeah,
to
because we
join.
gotta get because we got these young girls with their internships. Oh, that's probably them now. We got these young girls with their internships and their little summer jobs. They need to learn how to don't spend on Mikey's, go make some money.
Exactly. Mocha
Yeah.
Mommy, it's a pleasure.
All
It's
right.
definitely
Thank
a pleasure.
you.
I appreciate the information that you bring.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. Okay. If anybody else wants to join up, definitely join. My man Craig. Okay, that's what happened. Your internet connection was in and out. My okay. Okay. If anybody else wants to come up, feel free to join. Feel free to join. If anybody wants to donate, $ sign Mr. Perfect 23. He's my cash. Mr. Perfect 23 is my cash. Yeah, so if anybody wants to join, click the link. Click the link. Click the link. But yeah, that's definitely a market that people need to research. So anything that's a lakefront area, people need to be researching. Connect 2 and 2, be able to figure out that, okay, these prices may be low now, but these prices are eventually going to go up. These prices are eventually going to go up astronomically high. People need to benefit off of these because we saw the value. If we see the potential, then you know that there's somebody that actually got the cash to be able to see the potential with us. So if anybody that wants to benefit off it, that's where wholesaling and locking up contracts, that's where, that's where you come in. That's where you come in. You saw the market. We all saw that. I told you strategy on how to lock up the contract. So put the peanut butter and jelly together and connect the dots. So if anybody anybody wants to come up, definitely come up. Definitely come up. Definitely come up. Feel free to come up, ask questions, talk about some markets. Because that's all waterfront. Anything that waterfront is pretty much prime real estate. Even though if it may not have any developments, it's still prime real estate. People want waterfront areas. People with money want waterfront areas. Even people that don't necessarily have money want a waterfront area. So capitalize, take advantage of what's in your market. Like San Pedro was pretty much the hood 15, 20 years ago when I was little, to now being waterfront areas, luxury condos, billion-dollar commerce, multi-billion-dollar commerce. So because you got the pier and all that situations. So invest in anything that's in waterfront areas that is still cheap. You know, that is still cheap. Get involved in either wholesaling contracts, meaning that you're assigning contracts to one end to another. Seller financing, where if you see a situation where, okay, this property is dilapidated, I know a plan. I ain't telling this plan to come up in him, but I got a down payment. He's in a bind. Let's do something where we can work out the terms. Bada bing, bada boom. But open panel, anybody wants to come in, definitely chime in. We are still talking real estate. We're still talking real estate. So if anybody wants to join, feel free. Definitely make yourself, let your name be known. Let your name be known. We have too many people that live in great markets, that have beautiful homes with beautiful equity properties, beautiful grass. Got people with some money too. You know, we got to take advantage. So you got to look at what the market needs. Because the area that we just showed y'all, like, let me click back on it. Let's keep on looking at some more properties. And if anybody wants to join up. Definitely join up. So, but yeah, this is a city where it's an underrated city. This is like a hidden city. Got nothing but waterfront opportunities. You're by the water. But the flooding, that's something that we also got to research on, because we also got to look at the flip side. You know, there's so many positives about this situation, so many development opportunities, but is this price because of flooding and hurricanes? That why they're not multi-million-dollar properties? This is literally a multi-million-dollar view. This is a multi-million-dollar view in Texas. If it was in Florida, it would definitely be in the millions, regardless of flooding hazards or not. But this was built in 07. 2,100 month estimate payments. Beautiful lakefronts, waterfronts. They're $2 million, so this is undervalued. The whole neighborhood is undervalued. If people want to do the situations in this area, do research on probably a city planner. They do got a city planner, people that's out of town that look at something that they like in the city. They'll cut city planner fear, see what restaurants there, any type of new construction there, so follow construction. Because that house right there was $1 million view. That gave you a quick glance at. $1 million view for $400,000. And other property that we showed you was like $215. This whole neighborhood is cheap, but I guess nobody's gonna come up. I can pretty much wrap this up. So last call, anybody wants to join, feel free to join. if people that need to get in contact with me, my email is in the chat. Email is in the chat. I got love for everybody that pretty much supports me. Because people that support me, I support you. Hence, we pretty much got a partnership without even knowing it. So I got love for everybody that came. If anybody wants to join up last minute, you could be able to talk for a couple of minutes, but my email's in the chat. Email's in the chat. Contact me, get with me. Let's talk some stocks. Let's talk real estate. Let's talk credit. Let's talk money. Let's talk finance. I could talk about this all day. This is something that interests me all day. I can literally be in a different city looking for different opportunities in that area. So people just need to stay aggressive. Just look at opportunities as they are. And if you do want to create an opportunity, that's going to take a lot of development money. Hence, that's where you create your business executive summaries. That's where you create your executive summaries, your business plan. So you'll be able to raise outside money and give you more clarity on your plan on what you need to do. But seems like nobody. Oh, okay. That is funny. Craig in last moment. That is funny. Craig. Yo, Craig. Yo. I may work on his connection, my man Craig. Work on his connection. I don't know if it's okay. Craig, yo. Going once. Going twice. 2.5. Okay, 3 times. I don't know. My man connection is probably wonky. I mean, maybe trucking getting into that money. So, other than that, what else do I have to say? AITX. That's the only thing I got to say. AITX. People need to do some research, due diligence, do fixed dollar cost averaging, so you may put $40, $50 into a situation and accumulate shares like that and still benefit off of long-term returns and yield. So, Craig. Okay, my man Craig, he's definitely out of commission. So I'm going to end this off here. Respect to everybody. I appreciate everybody that shows love and support. I'm more or less of a person that is willing to provide value. I am always a man of my word, so I always come through when I do say something. I appreciate everybody. I hope everybody has a blessed and productive day. RDF out.